Oh, hi, you guys, and welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm actually nervous for this one. Not gonna lie. Kienna's got me jittery. Okay? Okay. Good. Glad we've cleared that up. I worry for Turnip. I worry for him this episode. Especially because of the background episode we did. This is gonna be an ordeal. This is gonna be heavy. Sorry, I'm just gonna move the pop show. It might be noisy. This is gonna be Kienna is so evil. She is the evilest, most evil person of all the evils that have ever eviled. It's evil. Okay, right. Usual stuff. Like, I've got a list to go through. And that's going to help me get through this without forgetting anything because I'm so miffed. So, these are my social links. The Discord's just gone through a massive, overhaul. We are now the Academy proper over there, where you can get aid and assistance, creating characters, talking about D&D, querying rules. All of my alumni are extremely helpful, inclusive, and welcoming. So, you head over there. You belong there. Everyone belongs there. If you want to get in a game, send me a DM on Twitter and pop me a follow, and I'll get you a game. You'll go in this little diary here, which, sometimes I fuck up with, but mostly I get everyone down and we get games. So that's how we do it. And YouTube is entirely up to date. Yesterday's episode of Wizards and Wardrobes just went up earlier. I haven't tweeted about it yet, but it is up. So check that out there. Talking of the extra backup video to this, if you guys want to watch it today or afterwards, there's a link to the Patreon, and we are well on our way to our next goal. So thank you all for your support. It's fantastic. And anyone can watch that video from $1 upwards. So there it is. And also, we are giving away merch on our Patreon as well for our higher tier patrons. They are golden crests, much like this one, which you can get for $25 and $50 subscriptions. 25 gets you a t-shirt, and 50 gets you a hoodie, except the difference is that one you can buy or win in this competition, which I'm just linking now, online. Whereas if you are a $25 or $50 patron, you will get a black and gold version, a black t-shirt with a gold crest, which is extremely exclusive. It's not available online. It's not available anywhere except for my patrons. So if you wanted to, start up shop and sell them online, you could do that. But at this stage, I probably am mostly stalling. Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely mostly stalling. So let's go and get the guys. And guys, you are live.
Hello.
Hello. Kienna, take it. I'm done. I'm ruined. You've ruined me.
Oh, you're already done. Scott, we haven't even started. How about we go around and we'll introduce our players. First off, just to get a bit about who they are, who they're playing, and then we'll dive right into the adventures. So let me look at the camera order. Let's start off with Dawn. Hey, Dawn. It's good to see you.
Hey, Kienna. It's good to see you, as always. I'm Don. I am really excited to be here. This is the first time I've ever played on Scrat's channel, and I love Ravenloft. I've gotten to see all the other previous one-shot games, and I think they've just been great. And I'm excited to play a different kind of character today. I'm playing Nikolai Yates. He's a local of Vallaki, and he's a retired adventurer. Now he just kind of bakes bread and gardens and lives a peaceful life. But he's getting up there in age, and his mind is starting to go.
Awesome. And next up, Rockstar Nixie. Hey.
I had to click the button. Hi, everybody. I'm Lee, also known as Nix, and I will be playing the beautiful and talented Natasha Gorodishkova today. She is a warlock because she is Daddy's little girl, and I'm tiefling because of that.
Wonderful. And I guess we'll move on to in-character sister, I'm assuming. Over to Robin. Hi, Joanna.
I am Joanna or Robin Shadow, and I am playing the more adorable of the two Gorishkova sisters. I am Natalia. I'm the sweet one, I'm the friendly one, I'm not the stuck-up bookworm like the other one is, who forgets to mention that I'm even here.
Oh, siblings. Always so loving, aren't they?
I'm used to bitching like a married couple, so.
Yeah, that too. Next up is Alcor. Hey, Alcor.
Hi, I'm Alcor Elioth, or Starliday. I'm playing one of my oldest characters, Carlisle, the druid. He originally was created for a Ravenloft setting, so it's nice to bring him back.
Awesome. Wonderful to have all these characters. Well, if you've been watching the series, then I'm sure there doesn't need to be that much of an introduction for Scrat. Scrat, how about you talk about you and Turnic?
Yeah. First of all, thank you and welcome, Donovan. In my panic about this session, I forgot to welcome you to the show for the first time, and that goes to you, Starliday, as well. Alcor Starliday, I've only just made that link, so awesome. Great to have you on the show. Okay. Turnic. It's been a pretty rough ride for Turnic. He's managed to gather the components that he needs to save his childhood and lifetime love. Thank you, Crispy Waffles, for that random advantage. We'll distribute that shortly. Kienna, you can distribute that if you want. He's betrayed some people, attacked some people, done some good stuff, done some pretty short-sighted evil stuff, but in Turnic's eyes, I'd do anything for Isteros. As he runs, crying through the mists because of the dreams that haunt him.
I feel like that's a good way to pick up, isn't it? Well, how about we settle in and start the game, shall we? Welcome, dear adventurers and spectators, to the world of Ravenloft, for perhaps the last time. We enter into a world of shadows that lies between plains surrounded by mist. Several realms exist in this land, each as dark and unspeakably evil as the last. Ravenloft is not kind to those who wish to be heroes, making them face death in the forms of lethal monstrosities, twisted people, and the darkness that lies within them. But the mists draw eyes to one realm, one familiar to many of you, under the thumb of the one who calls himself Strahd von Zarovich. I said I would see in Barovia, my friends, and here we are. We begin our story in the town of Vallaki, one of the few places in these dark lands that seems like a safe haven. But that peace has been broken recently. A series of gruesome murders in the night have disturbed the people of Vallaki. All of you, minus Turnic, of course, have been in Vallaki for either your whole lives or most of it. Or if you are traveling, you have been here for a while. It is a safe haven, as I said. But when the first body shows up, middle of the street, middle of the night, there is a disquiet murmur across the town. Perhaps it's just a one-off instance. And then the second body shows up the second night. And then the third. Each of you were drawn into this for your own reasons. Perhaps we will delve into those later. But I want to go through and say, what were you doing, Natalia and Natasha, when you found the first body on the first night?
The first body, sister, you remember we found the body? We were walking out. We were walking out to the tavern. We had just performed the flaming scimitar dance. Where you use some of your pyrotechnics to make a ring of fire, and I dance another with my scimitars and my sashes, just going back and forth in a very whirling dance. And sometimes just a little bit of blood because sometimes I drink a little bit too much and I get a little bit tipsy. But
She cuts me on purpose.
sometimes. And we were in the and I was out, and I was doing, what I was doing, and we saw the guy in the streets.
Yeah. So the two of you had just arguing as you always do as you headed out to the tavern, and you turn the corner, and there is a body lying there, blood still seeping from it as if it had just been killed. Not much you can see. It is a cloudy night, misty as always here in the lands of Barovia. But you think there's something running away, a glimpse of a figure, and it is gone before you can keep track of it. Carlo.
This is great. This is great. Now we are in trouble.
Didn't do anything. Why is you always saying that we're going to get in trouble because I notice things? I'm trying to engage with the world around me. You're the one who knows in her little bitty book. Just because Daddy gave it to you doesn't mean you need to keep in your book 24/7.
You're muted.
Muted.
And also, Natalia, your mic sounds like it's clipping or compressing or
Yeah,
something.
it sounds wonky, honey.
What? Is it better now? I'm trying to hear it. I don't know what it's doing.
A little better, but how about if we deal with the two sisters? You were far enough away that before any of the Velaki town's guards are able to discover this body, you're able to skedaddle away. It's not until the next morning that you realize that this was the body of a traveling companion of yours, Avery Ovria. Carlisle, what are you doing when you discover the second body on the second night?
Well, Carlisle's been in this town for a while, and he's taken it upon himself to do some night patrols every now and then, to help his newfound friends feel a little safer at night. And it was upon one of these patrols that he came across the second body, and he immediately went to, sound the alert, run around the area to see if he can find who committed this crime.
You stumble across the body, and as you are accustomed to walking these streets, this is a surprise, as this is not even like a narrow alleyway. This is just off a corner of a main street. And as you can see, because there's a bit of light from a neighboring window, this is the body of Olga Petrikova, someone that you had befriended in your time here.
I'm very sad.
And you run off to alert the town's guard, and immediately there's murmurs of this is the second one. But things are still on the down low. Nikolai, what are you doing on the third night when you discover the third body?
So Nikolai, he's heard about the two previous murders, in his day-to-day, walking around town, taking his bread to all the different people who buy it from him. And he doesn't start investigating or anything like that. But on the third night, he has a little bit of an episode late at night, and he gets confused. And while confused, he leaves his house. He decides that he has to go looking for someone. and he's wandering the streets. And usually the guards, if they see him or if the townspeople see him and they can tell that there's a disconnect in his eyes, they'll kind of help him get home, make sure he's tucked in. Um, but he just happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time on the third night.
And in your days of confusion, that disconnect, you were still able, when you stumble across this last body, still there's a recognition. This is Marcus Dorvian. He is one of your patrons, one of your people who buys bread from you. You just saw him this morning.
He will sort of bend down over the body, confused but recognizing he knows what a dead man looks like. And he takes his hands and holds the man's face, and he starts weeping a little bit quietly. And then he'll lean over and kiss the man on the forehead, and shut his eyes. And then his heart starts racing and he gets scared, like maybe whoever did this is still out there. And he'll get up and start to wander off, but he gets lost in the streets.
Eventually, one of the town guards finds you and leads you back home. The general reassuring words of it's fine, Mr. Yates, it's fine.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And they leave you with kindness and concern, as always. By the fourth day, things are tense across town. There's this feeling of danger which doesn't normally happen around here. And some way or another, you have been asked about whether you had seen these things. They know, Carlisle, you had gone up and told them, oh, there's this terrible incident that just happened. They kind of put two and two together with Nikolai that he might have seen something when he was out and about. Maybe we could ask him something. And for the two travelers, even though it's a safe place and even though you have been here for a little bit, you still many a wary eye over the two of you, as strangers are found to be suspicious around here, particularly those that look like you. And so you've all been kind of brought in for questioning.
Just a quick moment. Thank you very much, Light Fingery, for the donation of 2 nat 20s and 1 nat 1, all to be given out at random. Now, Kienna, I saw you roll a 4 before. Who was that for?
That one is for Carlisle, and I will roll the others. So 2 nat 20s and
that one.
Okay. So that one goes to, having to keep an eye on the nat 20 to Natalia, nat 20 to Turnick.
Hey.
And a nat 1 to Natasha. Dice tell the story here.
Are you sure you have not confused me with my twin?
Numbers don't lie here. So you're all kind of brought into a building that's kind of purposed for these things. It's, again, not much security problems around here. It's actually in the building of the home of Burgomaster Viktor Valakovich. He is a young burgomaster. He had taken over from his father way too young. And he's just sitting, when you all brought in, he's just sitting. Thank you for the raid, Greyhawk.
Yeah, welcome. We're just getting started, so yeah, take a seat.
So Baron Valakovich kind of just, he has dark circles under his eyes. Looks like he hasn't slept in at least a day or two. As there are a couple of guards in here, and he looks up as you guys come in. Uh, good day, all of you.
Oh, good day there, Victor.
Uh, uh, Mr. Yates, it's good to see you. And he kind of passes an eye over the rest. He says, Carlisle, good to see you. And I don't think I have had the pleasure to meet the two of you.
Oh, you would remember if you had had the pleasure to meet us. I can promise you that.
Yes, you were quite different than the rest of the people here. I am Burgomaster Victor Valakovich, and you are?
I am Natalia Garnishkova, entertainer extraordinaire, and my sister's right here too.
I am Natasha. I am the better sister.
I see. And he kind of places, like, he kind of rubs out his eyebrows and says, so, have all of you witnessed any of the crimes that have happened around here?
No, not really. We just perform. We have a nice steady gig at the tavern, and then we usually, you know, we go back to bed after that. We don't do too much.
And sometimes we do late night shows.
So you did not see the body right outside the Blue Water Inn, where you would have been performing? He kind of raises an eyebrow.
I mean, there were lots of bodies. I mean, I've seen a few bodies because, I mean, anyway, because there are all those times with, sister? Was there a body, sister?
We were trying to get her fixed.
No worries.
Why is it not? This is as loud as it's going to get.
Okay, we'll try to work with this. Yeah.
Screw it, let's just use this. Can you hear this now?
That's better.
Yeah.
I don't need a microphone with this because I can project. I am an entertainer after all.
Yeah, and he definitely, like, did you see a body right outside the Blue Water Inn on the night that you were performing?
A body?
I remember there was a body in my room, but that was different.
The things I deal with you. But I don't remember seeing one unless it happened after we left.
There were some drunks in the streets.
No, but that's normal.
You guys can roll me a deception check, and you were straight up lying to Burgomaster Vlakovich's face. The solid nat 1. Unfortunately, even with that 21, just from what Natalia's saying, he kind of sighs and just says, you are not a suspect right now. There have been enough people who have seen you in the Blue Water Inn during the time the death would have happened. However, it would be of most use to myself and to the people here if you spoke truthfully.
I told you.
We saw it, but we left because we knew that if somebody thought we had found it or knew we were there, everyone would immediately assume it's the tieflings because it's what has always happened if something bad happens.
Maybe if you would polish your horns more frequently, they wouldn't assume that about us.
My horns are fine.
He kind of waves off the comments. Carlisle, I know that you raised the alarm on the second night. Did you see anybody there, any other than the body?
Nope. didn't see anything. I was doing my patrol like I always do, and all of a sudden there was a body there, and I knew him, and he's gone now.
He kind of nods and looks sympathetic. Says, "I know it's been rough." And he
Horrible.
yeah. All right. And he turns to you, Nikolai, and with a much softer expression that he's had with the others. I know it can be hard to remember, Mr. Yates, but is there anything that you could tell us?
What- I remember Marcus. Was his name Marcus?
Yes, it was Marcus. Marcus Dorian.
I saw him there. He was in the street. I think something was wrong with him. What am I doing here? Why do you think that I did this?
No, Mr. Yates, no. We just needed to see if there was any information that we have been missing. We've recovered the bodies, but dead bodies tell no tales.
Is Marcus all right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Yates. He has passed. He was brutally attacked.
Oh, this is terrible. Everything in this town, everything goes wrong.
And he gives a deep sigh about that. Yes, I have been trying my best to keep us safe. I have clearly missed something. He kind of nods, and you did not see anybody else? Any of you around that area, running away?
I thought I saw something moving, but I couldn't make out what it was, like running away moving.
Running away moving?
Running where?
I don't know. It was just something moving in the distance.
Did you see which direction it went?
No, we saw it clearly. You went that way. Right?
Directing that she's pointing.
I was kind of distracted by the dead body on the ground. And Natalia being stupid as usual.
The direction that Natalia kind of pointed out would have been towards the edge, would have been northwards, towards the lake.
Well, we should check it out because, obviously if they've been killing every night, they're not going to stop. I don't want to lose any more friends.
Yes, that would be wise, I imagine.
If we help with this, can you get town people to stop looking at us funny?
But you look funny.
I know, I tell her that all the time, but she doesn't listen to me. I offer her tips to make her look better, but she won't listen. It's like she knows everything because she reads books.
You did. Yeah. Burgomaster Victor turns to you, Carla, and says, is there anything that you would like to do that could help with the investigation? I could send a couple of guards with you. You could investigate the bodies. We have them stored for now until we discover what happened to them.
Well, we could check out the bodies. Maybe if we find out exactly how they're killed, we can have an idea about what was doing the killing.
Oh, we can use Natalia as bait.
Why me? What did I do to be big? I'm just a sweet little girl.
You're the dumb one, that's why. They always go after dumb bimbos. And look at your outfit, you're a total slut. That's the cut. It always happens.
And Victor kind of just like, I do not need to be part of this discussion. I see. Yes, if you are able to help out find out what happened, then obviously you will have protection of the town guard. You will not be under suspicion. Um, just if anything to help. To I am afraid that there is going to be another one tonight. I have all the guards out there, but I have a feeling.
Carlisle, may I come? May I help? My business is suffering from all of this tragedy, and well, I know that I look old, but I used to be an adventurer. I would like to help.
Did you take an arrow to the knee?
No, my knees. I practiced healing.
I vote we take the old guy because it's always good to have healer. Always good.
And an
That is
extra
what
set
my
of eyes
last
might
group
help.
said. Well, my eyes are not so good, but my fingers, they still work all right.
Okay, we can put your fingers to work then.
I do that all the time.
Okay. And Victor definitely like raised an eyebrow and says, "Are you sure, Mr. Yates?"
I think so. There's no one to protect us if we don't stand up for ourselves, and this is my town, just like it's your town, Victor.
That is very true. Thank you. Anything, finding out anything is useful, important. Anything to stop what's happening around here. You'll have whatever help you need from the town. And she says, if you'll excuse me, I have to wrap up some business. Figure out what to say to the families.
All right,
And-
we'll let you know what we find.
And he says, Ivan, he will show you to where the bodies are, if that is what you wish to see first.
I guess it's probably a good idea. Maybe we can get idea of what killed them.
And one of the town guards, all of you are somewhat familiar with. He tends to be one of the patrol men. Kind of gives a curt nod and silently just motions for you to follow him.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nikolai, before he leaves, he kind of gets glassy in the eyes, and he stops one more time, and he'll kind of tug on Victor's sleeves, and he'll say, Victor, have you seen Anna? I've been looking for Anna.
And his face, still maintaining his kindness, immediately turns sad. He says, Mr. Yates, she has been gone for some time.
I know. I've been looking for her. Have you seen my Anna?
When did she go missing?
Oh, maybe a day or a couple of days ago. She likes to go for walks sometimes.
You're muted.
I hit it the wrong way. Natasha kind of, moves her eyes over to the Burgermeister for either like kind of a confirmation, or she's not entirely sure if he's seen.
He kind of does this very slow, sad shake of his head. And says, I will keep an eye out, Mr. Yates.
Oh, thank you, Victor. You're a good boy. I've always said that about you.
I know. Thank you, Mr. Yates. And right before all of you leave, he kind of pulled a mustache and said, he gets confused sometimes. Mrs. Yates had passed many, many, many years ago before I was even born.
That is so
Oh.
If he says things that he forgets, his mind has been not the same recently.
sad. Does he not have children to watch after him?
Yes, if you could keep an eye out, make sure that he is safe. I would much appreciate that. He's a good man.
I'll do my best.
We will take care of him.
And he kind of gives you a nod as the doors close. And you guys are led to what is essentially the morgue. And Ivan, without much ceremony, enters in, expecting you to follow, all of you to follow for him. And he just turns and says, you will have 10 minutes. And then I must be on my way.
10. That's a tight timeline, but I guess.
Let us each take a body. I will take the one that me and Natalia found. And I'm gonna go and examine that body.
Okay. So you open up the door into this very chilled room. Again, it's never warm here in Velaki, but this is especially, this kind of seeps into your bones, kind of cold. There were 3 bodies laid out on a table, each with a sheet covering them.
Natasha goes and just kind of peeks under the sheets until she finds the right one.
Yeah, so you just kind of peek and you find the right one. Yeah, Avery was a fairly recognizable woman. She was half elven with bright red hair. Not that hard to find. You can pull off the sheet.
Alrighty. Natasha is going to pull off the sheet and see what discernible wounds she can find and if she can figure out what might have caused them.
Okay, so you immediately you see this body, very pale, as the blood must have drained out of her in the hours that she was just left laying there, making the red hair stand out even more. When you first pull off the sheet, her face seems fairly untouched, as if she was sleeping. But you pull off more, you see these gouges almost into her chest and her stomach.
Do they look more like claws or like a blade?
You can make me a medicine check.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know shit.
Wow. Well, 20's not on your side today, guys.
Good start.
I think she drowned.
Perhaps I better double check. And he'll kind of come over and take a look at the body too, see if he can determine anything about the wounds.
Okay.
Is that medicine check?
Yes.
I think I have that.
Feel like you should.
A 10.
Okay, so this is certainly some form of created by some form of sharp thing. You don't know whether, there's no discernation whether it's like a weapon or animals. Again, it might have been that some animals might have eaten away at it when it was laying there undiscovered. This was the one that lay undiscovered for the longest amount of time, for sure. Wasn't discovered until the next morning, kind of deal.
Yeah, I think the smell of it kind of hits him, and then the appearance, and he kind of stumbles back, and he says, "Well, it's a mess. I don't think there's much to be learned from that."
Yeah, and there is definitely that smell, right, of viscera, and congealing blood.
Okay, well, then I shall go check one of the others since they're busy with that one. And I don't really care which body I examine.
Okay, yeah, you pull back. This one is Olga, and you again, same kind of deal where the up here seems to be fairly fine, but this one, the arm has been almost torn off.
Oh, this is vicious. Like torn off by force, or was it like chewed off or cut off?
You can make me a medicine check.
Okay, let's see if I can do any better. Slightly better.
Okay, you think this is a combo. This was definitely not torn off solely by force. It looks like you can kind of you look at the bone fragments. So it looks like it's been weakened by something tearing into it first, and then brute force pulling on that weakened connection.
Okay. I figure that either way, it has to be something really strong to rip an entire arm off, even, if the joint had been weakened.
Yeah, and now that you kind of okay, something sharp, as you're looking at the rest of the wounds, you're definitely picking up this was not a clean weapon, whatever it was. It could have been a shitty sword or something serrated. This was not a dagger. This was something else.
Okay. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what that something else is. I'm taking out my dagger to compare it with the wounds. I'm, doing clawing motions to see if it's something that can be done with from an animal or what.
Okay. So you're kind of examining. Make me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not sure. You're pretty sure it's not the dagger because it would have been a cleaner cut.
Okay. Well, I can't exactly tell what the heck got to this guy.
There's something sharp, you know that.
Should we check the third body?
I will check the third body.
Okay.
I sort of wander over, sort of cold. It's cold. It's cold. Why is it so cold? It's cold. It's cold. I should have. Oh, it's cold.
He's not gold. Stop whining.
Oh, let it go.
That's my line.
Poking the body with the stick with my finger. Going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pull back the sheet of Marcus. So at first, it's the face is fine, and then the neck is almost completely gone.
I don't think that's normal. So I look closer and going, nope.
Yeah, you can see the spine, essentially.
It does. Does it look like ripped off? Does it look like it was hewn out? Does it look like
it's been scooped into?
I think I'm going to, sister, come see. I think I'm going to be sick, and I back up.
Yeah, fine. And I walk over and I'm going to take a look at it and probably roll shitty again and not know what it is.
It would be the last chance for you guys to figure out what the frick is going on here. Okay. So yeah, this is like I described. It's definitely whatever. It's almost like it's scooped out. Ragged edges. After several sharp things, just this part out. And just looking from the shape, It might be a bite mark, but that's a freaking huge bite mark.
I really hope this isn't some kind of bite mark, you guys, because that is kind of what it looks like. And if it is a bite mark, it is fucking huge, and that is really scary.
Does it look like any part of the bodies had been eaten?
I mean, I feel like you would be able to say it looks like it could have, if you're kind of like saying, okay, maybe it's a bite mark, and you're looking at the other bodies. This looks like it could have been eating motions, or again, some of it may have been from animals post-mortem, but like you're kind of putting these together.
All right. So some parts of it look like it could be critters, but I don't think critters can rip arms off of people. So we're definitely looking at something more versatile than that.
I was going to go with absolutely terrifying, but that works.
Now, this whatever this thing or creature is, he had to have, or she had to have, or it had to have gotten into the town and out of the town without being noticed very easily. I think that is what is strangest to me.
Mr. Yates, you used to adventure, right?
Well, yes, long ago.
Did you ever see anything in your travels that could make bite mark this big?
Now, there were packs of wolves up in the mountains that were much larger than regular wolves, and there were rumors of other beasts that roam the woods. But no, I've never seen anything quite like this.
It's
Well,
scary.
didn't you girls say you saw something running away from the body? Maybe we should go check out that direction. See if we can find any evidence of animals or tracks or anything that might be unnatural.
We can do that.
Was the thing you saw very large?
I only saw a shadow. I really don't know.
It was kind of large, but it was not. Was it? I mean, the shadow didn't seem too unlarge, or but not too. It went that way.
Again,
Shadows can be tricky.
sort of northward towards the lake.
Right. I look at the others. Well, we should probably go while there's still daylight then.
Whatever
Okay,
little
let's go.
daylight is in Barovia. So you guys cover up the bodies once more and head out of the morgue. Before we continue on that journey, though, we're going to go a little bit outside of the town of Valaki, where Turnik is running for his life, rather his husband's life. And he is running towards where he knows the man named Octavio's tower is. He rushed through the forest, and you quickly come across the building, which had managed to somehow hide itself around here, but you know the path. You committed it to memory.
Yeah, I rush towards the door. I'm gonna burst through as hard as and fast as I can, and Turnik's gonna be running towards the room that holds Isteros and hopefully Rictavio.
Okay, yes. So you rush up the spiraling stairs, and you find the room at the top as you just burst open. It is empty.
Isteros! Isteros!
There's no response.
Rictavio?
With that, there's a moment of silence. And then from somewhere in the floor below you, there's the sound of a door opening and closing.
Down I go.
You bump into Rictavio. He looks much worse for wear than you last remembered him. He has an arm in a sling. His glasses have been almost like permanently askew, as if it had been twisted or bent. Um, and he kind of looks in surprise as you both kind of turn the corner to meet each other.
Victorio, I found all the things. I've got the vial of the children's tears, and I've got the sliver of an unholy cross, and the wolf's bane, and the page. I've got everything. Where's Isteros?
It takes him a second to kind of take in all this words, motions, and he frowns and says, "Where have you been? It's been over a week."
I went as fast as I could. The mist transported me.
The mist, you say?
Mm-hmm. They took me right where I needed to go every time. I don't think I could have got these things much faster.
And he kind of shakes his head. Mists have been praying you, my friend. And he kind of just sighs and I think it's best explained upstairs. Come with me. He heads back up to the top room.
Turnip's eyes sort of narrow at him as he walks past. Explain what?
He ignores you as he just heads up, expecting you to follow.
Oh, and Turnip's right on his heels.
And opens the room of the top of the tower once more, and kind of sits down at the desk there. Bits of alchemical instruments and books scattered across it.
So now you're gonna make the potion, right? You're gonna make the cure. You're gonna make the cure, right?
I can still make it. As to whether it'll work, I am not sure. As I said, it's been over a week. I gave you the deadline of a week for a reason. Full moon is coming.
Look. I haven't slept. I've barely eaten. I've run from place to place as fast as I could. I have to be on time.
Like I said, the mist have plagued you. And he says the ingredients. I can still make it.
Turnip will wince as he feels the broken bones in his hand as he instinctively goes to move his satchel with it, and he will turn with the other hand and just sort of hold the bag steady with his broken hand and like gently pull out all the ingredients that he's found, and he'll remove the book from his breastplate where it's rested for the last 5 days and place it on the table. That's everything. I didn't just bring a page, I bought the whole book. I collected the children's tears myself. They're definitely from children. I took them from their very eyes. And this sliver, it must be an unholy cross, cause well, the priest was pretty unholy, and then I murdered him in cold blood. So it's got to be an unholy cross by now. And the wolf's bane, I got it from an alchemist. I don't know if I can trust him or not, but it's got to be it, right?
He takes each piece and examines it and nods with each one. Yes, this will do. And he seems like he's trying to hide it, but you're able to pick up just from your hyper attention towards him. It's like he kind of glances over at the empty bed, and then before turning to start work on this cure.
So is Istaros feeling better? Is he maybe catching some fresh air?
Make me a perception check, Turnic.
Nat 20.
Okay. You look over at the bed where the last time that you saw Istris, right before he kissed you and told you that it'll be okay. You're noticing there's a couple of new things, though. A pair of loose shackles on the edge of the bedposts. Broken. A couple of claw marks on the wood of the bed frame.
Go and trace my hand along the claw marks and pick up a shackle. Octavio, what is all this?
He pauses in his work. What do you mean?
Istaros is still human, right? Well,
He
humanoid. He's still a tiefling.
is dark elf.
Dark elf.
I'm so glad I've gotten you this frazzled. This is so much fun.
So intense in this.
Octavio kind of keeps working. He says, I don't know. He was starting to lose control. And for his own sake, I had to try to keep him here. He is a very much cleverer man than I took him for.
With my nat 20, are them shackles broken or open?
It's almost like one of them is definitely had been like unlocked, and the other had been broken.
So if you were keeping him here for his own safety, Octavio, well, where is he?
He tries to face you, and again, you're noting the disheveledness. He ran off. It's been a couple of days now.
Did he go into the mist?
I don't know where he went. I was attacked by him, and then he disappeared.
How long's it gonna take you to make this potion?
Give me another hour.
With the potion, I can cure him, right? He'll be okay.
Depends on how far gone he is. Depends on his will.
Does he have to drink it? Do I just need to get it in his like body? How do I?
It needs to get into him somehow.
Oh wait.
And he nods and goes back to his work.
Do you have a forge downstairs?
No. If you're looking for one, nearby town Velaki.
How far?
Less, like half a day's walk at most.
No, I just wanted to think.
There is a uncomfortable silence as he finishes his work. And he, after some time and him muttering under his breath as he completes this cure, he hands a vial of silverish liquid to you. It's only one dose. Use it wisely.
One dose will be enough.
I wasn't able to track where she went, but it seemed like she was headed towards the lake right by Velaki.
Headed towards the lake. Headed towards the lake.
Yes.
Turnip will reach into his satchel and pull out a small stub of candle and sort of roll it around his fingers for a moment. He'll look up at Rictavio and smile. There is still hope, Rictavio. He went to the lake. And with no further explanation, he's going to run out of the tower and start running in whichever direction this lake is.
Okay. And you run out. Let's return to the rest of the party. You have wandered through the town, which had become eerily quiet over these past couple of days. People were afraid to step outside. And you find yourself outside the Blue Water Inn, which again is eerily quiet for this time of day. Wine and drink is almost the only joy that people have in their lives. And to have nobody there is unsettling.
If we're going to the lake, maybe we should take a carriage or something that doesn't require us to walk. It's just a lot for my knees.
That is okay. Is there anywhere in town where we could find maybe some horses or a wagon?
Oh, yeah. Usually there's all sorts of people about, but it seems that they're too scared to leave their houses.
I can't say I blame them. I will go ask bartender. Bartenders usually know lots of things.
Okay. You can definitely kind of poke your head in to the Blue Water Inn. There is, you see the man there, the same bartender that you saw before. It's kind of hard to remember what his name was. You sure you introduced yourself to him? But he definitely kind of looks up from his work as the doors open to the completely empty tavern, and says, hello. I remember you. You were part of the entertainment last night.
Quick question. Do you know where we could find like a couple of horses and maybe a wagon or a carriage or something, like that, enough to transport about 4 people? Or even just one horse and the rest of us could walk. Just old man needs help.
She's kind of like, yeah. If you just go down 2 blocks and turn right, you'll be able to find a place to rent. And he kind of like, what, if I may be so bold to ask, what reason would you need this for?
We're going to try to solve a murder. I hope it works. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to try.
And he kind of goes, you mean the murders that's been happening around town, yes?
Yes, doesn't. Actually, can I go ahead and get a nail before I go? Because liquid courage sounds like a good idea.
Of course. And he kind of turns and quickly pours you a drink.
And I hand him a couple of silver.
probably the only business he's seen all day. Gives you a nod and puts it into where he needs to put it. Anything else that you need that I could help you with?
Maybe some kind of meal for the road if you have like any trail tack or maybe a little bread or some cheese. I like cheese. Cheese is very good or something like that. And you haven't heard any gossip about these murders, have you? Because people tell bartenders all sorts of strange things. I know I bartended for a few years when I was at the Arcane University. It was crazy.
She definitely kind of. He's like, I can give you a couple of things, nothing super fancy. Understand? Yeah, she kind of passes. He gives you like a few, typical rationed kind of food. For gossip, I haven't heard that much. People say that it's agents of Strahd, but that's something they always say.
Yeah, that probably gets said a lot around here. I mean, it could be. You'll never know.
And he kind of like crosses himself basically and says, hope not. He haven't had anything like that in here in Lucky in a very, very long time. He heard rumors of big monster kind of deal. Boogeyman. I do not know how much I faced in those words. It's mostly told over drinks, while they're very drunk.
Well, and I give him a few more silver for the food and stuff. You stay very, very safe because it's crazy out there. Don't walk alone, carry a weapon. And hopefully we get this fixed and you and I are both back to business because this is very bad for business. And I know I need money and I know you probably need money. And we can make that happen if I can just fix this. I will fix it. I'm good at fixing it.
That is good to know. I wish you best of luck for your journey.
Thank you, and remember, stay safe. And she walks out of the tavern.
I will be here.
Hey guys, bartenders say like you go 2 blocks,
two blocks down and to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 blocks down to the right, and we can get horses.
All right, let's go.
Yes, of course. I knew that. I just forgot.
That's okay.
That's okay. It happens. Hey, you have bakery, right?
Yes. I baked the bread for most of the town.
Why don't you take my sister with you and grab us some bread for rations while I get the horses? And Carla can come with me.
You got it.
Of course. Right this way.
You seem very kind.
Okay.
I bet.
Come on, old man. Let's go get some bread.
So we're playing the party. Is that what's happening?
3 ways.
We're just doing 2, right? Well, technically 3 if it counts.
3 ways.
You got one of them.
But anyway.
Okay.
I mean, if you're including
Yeah.
Turnip, he's probably pretty split in himself as well. So.
Okay. Yeah. So you just you split off. Okay. At about this time, Turnip, you have exited out of the forest, and you are at the gates of a town. It seems like it's walled. And there are 2 guards, actually more like 3 guards there, who are just kind of standing watch as you exit out.
Hello.
And one of the men kind of straightened up. Hello, yes.
Hello, is this where the lake is?
Kind of gives you a strange look. It's on the other side of town.
Oh. Can I go through or do I have to go round?
He kind of looks over at the other guards, and is like, What's your business?
I'm looking for a lost friend. We came here through the mists recently, and I understand he's at the lake.
Hmm. There's another kind of exchange, silent exchange of looks between the guards. Your friend has come here recently.
Well, about a week.
And you have been here for that long as well.
Well, no, I've been in all kinds of places. I've been going through the mists an awful lot.
Sure. We can certainly show you inside.
Oh, thank you.
And one of the guards says, I'll stay here. And the other two kind of nod, and both they take one on either side of you as the gates creak open.
It. I mean, I'm unarmed. All I've got is this dagger and this hammer. I don't want to cause any trouble. I prefer a two-handed sword, but I lost it.
Yes, I'm sure you won't cause any trouble.
Oh, good.
And you walk into town, flanked by these two guards, who are totally not suspicious of you at all.
So is the lake this way?
Yes, well, we'll definitely get you to the lake. And take a turn down the street. Definitely show you that way, but we have some questions first that should be answered.
Well, I don't have much time for questions. I need to get to my friend.
Nikolai and Natalia, I believe, are the two that are together. You guys turn the corner towards where the bakery is, and you see a dwarf being flanked by two guards who both have their hands on the hilt of their swords and look very tense. Nikolai, you would know these two. This is Ilya and name Uruk.
Nikolai, as he turns the corner, kind of looks over to Natalia and says, "Oh, well, that's strange. You don't get many dwarves in Vallaki. I wonder if maybe he knows something."
Before we, I sort of grabbed Nikolai, but the guards have their hands on their. We should be very careful. This could be. Let's not get into any trouble. I think we should sort of just do what we need to do, unless you're certain that this is going to be okay.
Yes. Everyone knows me. The guards know that I'm not any trouble at all. Perhaps we could just let them know we're assisting with Burgermeister Victor in the investigation.
If you are certain, if you, I will follow you. I will keep my hands very visible so that no one knows that I'm trying. No one will think that I am trying something. But I want to make sure that you are safe, because if dwarves are not normal here, as you say, trust me, I know he will be seen as suspicious, and there could be problems with these guards here. They seem a bit on edge, like everyone else does. So let's be very careful. I will let you do the talking unless something comes up, and then I will smooth talk and sweet talk our way out of this. And then I just pop up and lower sort of open up the strings on my tunic just to be on the safe side.
Yes, it is a very stressful time here, and I know that you feel like an outsider. I listen to you and your sister, but don't worry. As long as you're with me, you'll be just fine. And he'll head on down the street and sort of wave and call out, Ilya, Yurik.
Uh, you hear this Turnek as the two guards kind of
So,
drinking up.
Turnuk is like 100% relaxed. He's put his thumbs behind his blacksmith's apron against his chainmail, and as he sees these two newcomers, he sort of like nods, like, "Hello."
Oh, hi there.
Hi.
And Ilya, the woman, kind of goes, Mr. Yates, it's good to see you. Kind of looks over at the tiefling and kind of goes, yes. How may I help you?
Well, I know this might seem strange, and perhaps it means nothing at all, but this is Natalia, and Burgermeister Victor has asked Natalia and I to assist Carlisle in the investigation into, but you know what?
Yes. I had definitely heard that. You were helping Mr. Yates. Is there anything that I can do to help? I have to do some business with our newcomer here.
Well, we're off to the lake.
You know that the direction that he's taking is definitely not towards the lake.
I see. I mean, well, would you mind if I just spoke with the man to investigate before you go off to the lake?
Ilya definitely looks over at York. All right, Mr. Yates. We can't be too far away, as you understand. But if you would like a moment to talk with him, we can have that happen.
Of course, yes. You can stay. You can listen. This isn't anything funny. Sir, what did you say your name was?
Oh, my name. Sorry, how rude of me. My name's Turnuk Karak. I'm a blacksmith by trade. A good one too. Look, I've got my MSN. And he'll pull out a little notice. There's like a little certificate that says he's blacksmith parent master parent MSN awards blacksmithing MSM to Turnuk Karak. See, I'm a good one.
That does look very official. I knew a dwarf once. His name was Bombil. He was not such a good blacksmith. You don't see many dwarves around here.
Oh no, I've not been here long. Maybe a week. The mists brought me here. I'm from the Sword Coast.
The sword what?
The Sword Coast.
The coast, like water, ocean. You must have that thing that some travelers get when they come here. They get confused about where they're from and where they've been.
And Turnuk suddenly looks very confused. I'm sure I grew up in the sword. I don't think the mist.
He puts a hand on or tries to put a hand on Turnuk's shoulder. Reassuringly, don't worry, I get confused too.
Honestly, I feel more confused than not most days.
Oh, yes, me too. If not for the very kind guards around here, well, I would be lost, to be honest. Now, you have to understand, you're coming at here, it's a suspicious time. You said you were going to the lake?
Yeah, I was at Rictavio's tower out in the woods. It's about half a day's march from here. I don't know if you know it. But he told me that he was helping me cure my friend, and he sent him to this. Well, he didn't send him. My friend wandered off, and he said that he went towards the lake.
Oh, well, who's your friend?
Isteros. He's more than a friend. He's my husband.
Oh, well, you haven't seen him in some time.
About a week.
Hmm.
We were attacked on the road, and he was injured.
Oh, no. Were you attacked by something very strong?
Yeah.
I used to be an adventurer, and I've seen many things on the road. Do you know what it is that attacked your friend?
Well, actually, they were attacking this Rictavio character to begin with, and I ran in to help him. There was a pack of wolves. They were strong wolves too. And then when I turned around, one of them had snuck up on Isteros.
Oh, yeah. And you said this is a week ago.
About that, yeah. According to Rictavio, it feels shorter to me.
Well, I don't want to concern you, but we have reason to believe. And Nikolai, he's not making like any kind of check. He's just taking him at words, like face value. He totally believes everything that Turnik's saying. We're heading towards the lake as well because we think that there might be some sort of murderer or maybe even a beast headed that way.
Oh, that's awful. A murderer, you say?
Well, 3 deaths so far, the last 3 nights. And he doesn't even look at the guards or he's just going on and on.
Yeah. Natalia would definitely notice that the guards are like, maybe you're telling too much, but we're not going to say anything. There's clearly been a show that people respect Nikolai, that they clearly like him and they, don't say anything against him. So you can see the guards kind of tense up in a very
happens. The guards see Natalia tensing up and going, "Oh no, I got no trouble, no trouble. Just trying to help, no trouble." So, Yora, do you want to relax?
Sorry?
Well, you see, people are very suspicious right now of outsiders, and rightfully so. If you lived in a town like ours, something like this, it gets everyone afraid.
Oh, I can see that when there's murderers about.
And your beard is also, he is, I'm guessing, like most dwarves, bearded, like very bearded.
Very well groomed. Neat
Well-groomed
plaits, very neat plaits, combed hair. He looks very good.
You're both cleaner and shorter and have more of a beard than anyone else around here. And that's, people are afraid of what's different than them.
Except I forgot to mention, he's also pretty much covered in blood and his hand is very swollen from where it's broken.
And all of that blood on your body, there's a reason why these guards are accompanying you. And could you explain the blood, please?
I've been in Barovia for a week. Does that clear it?
Yes, to a degree, but I feel like maybe a little bit more specificity.
Well, the last thing that happened, I mean, all of these stories sound awful, so if you could sort of take them with a pinch of salt and then not judge me too hard, that would be great. But just yesterday, there was an evil priest who was making people burn witches at the stake, and I killed him.
Yeah, that does sound like Barovia.
You're not. You don't think I'm like a bad person or something?
I believe that everyone has a lightness and a darkness in their heart, and it's one's actions that matter. And well, I don't think that murder is good. You did say he was an evil priest, yes?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he was burning women at the stake, and 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 yeah, he had an unholy cross. I know that much.
I think Nikolai finally decides that he has to determine whether or not Turnik is lying or whether or not Turnik is the murderer.
So that could be an insight check, I guess.
Let's do insight.
And do whatever you
18.
think is appropriate, Scrat, if you want to.
On an 18, you can see a distinct earnesty behind Turnik's eyes. He's not pulled any punches. Every word he's said, he believes to be true.
Now, I think that his adventuring past and a moment of lucidity has Nikolai believing Turnik, and he'll turn first to Ilya and then to Natalia, and he'll say, "Now I know that some of what he says might sound uh, crazy, but I believe him. And I think perhaps if he's already going to the lake, well, he might as well accompany us. That way, he's out of town and not frightening the locals."
Am I being scary? I should clean up. I'm sorry. I've not really stopped since I got here.
You should get some new clothes as soon as possible.
Honestly, I haven't slept. I haven't eaten.
Here, let me do this. And then I cast Prestidigitation on Turnik and clean his clothes. And then as they're cleaning, I go, but Mr. Nikolai, if he's going the wrong way. Or are we going the wrong way? We're going some way. We're going. I don't know where we're going. I get confused too.
If my memory serves, the lake is this way, and he'll actually point in the real direction of the lake.
Yeah, which is very much not the way you were going, Turnik.
I think that might be where the jail is, if I remember. Is that right?
Turnik looks at the two guards, and like he's just like,
Are you guys picking on me?
There are some protocols, as
It's
Mr.
okay.
Yates.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Mr. Yates said there's been a.
It's not very nice to lie.
Ilya looks a little abashed. Especially now you're saying this in front of like Nikolai. He has tried really hard to like. Mr. Yates, if you really think that he's okay, he can go with you if you would like. I'm sure it's fine. And Eric looked like he's about to say something, but he doesn't.
Oh, good. Turnik there. Natalia, do you think that he could come with us?
If you're sure, I mean, poor Yorick there looks really stressed. So if we took this off his hands, perhaps he might be able to get a little bit of rest in, which would help him as a guard. And so I look over at Turnik. Oh, okay, Turnik or Turnip? What? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't really mind. You're using my name. That's good enough.
Okay. Don't cause any trouble. Be nice to the old man. Help us carry some bread, and we will take you to find your husband. Besides, I want to hear your love story because we can always make more dances with your love story for our shows in the future. And Yorick, when this is all over, you know where to find me. I will help you relax.
Yorick kind of looks like he might say something, and Ilya kind of like elbows him. And Ilya says, very well. Have a good day. I will hopefully see you around. Stay safe.
Try to tell less lies.
You
And always use protection.
and like she immediately just turns and just like nopes out of that conversation.
What?
And
We've
I
been
guess,
telling
like,
them to protect themselves?
since we're here, Nikolai will be like, "Oh, let me just go grab a couple of baskets of bread, and then we can be on our way. Our friends, they should be procuring a carriage."
Yeah, and we'll cut over to them. So yeah, Natasha Carlisle, you easily find almost like a kind of like a carriage house. And but you know the doors are shut, the windows are shuttered. As is a lot of the places around here are at this point.
I guess I'll walk right up and start pounding to see if anybody is there.
And I'm gonna
Um,
kind of stand back so as not to scare them.
Yeah, the door very slowly creaks open, and like face kind of peeks through.
Hello?
Yeah, you see it's kind of old, older woman. He says, yes.
Hi, we're looking for some horses and a carriage.
And she kind of like looks you up and down. She kind of.
Natasha takes like 2 more steps back.
Yeah. How long and to where?
We don't know how long. Hopefully not for too long. But we're going to the lake, and we got an old guy, and he can't walk good, so we just need a ride.
All right, and slowly lets the door open all the way through.
I'll wave Natasha over.
And you go inside. Smell of a carriage house, so of
You're muted.
horses and hay.
So what you got?
I'm creeping behind Carla, trying not to look suspicious, which just makes me look more suspicious.
Yeah, she definitely like squints at you. Doesn't say anything.
It's a birth defect.
I see nothing wrong with this.
Right. I have a couple of horses here. I don't have anything fancy, but I have a cart. Works for how many people?
4 people.
Yes, that'll work. And she'll kind of wander over to a couple of the horses. They all look tired, like, you know, they probably are getting to the end of their work times. It's like, yeah, these 2 will do. And she kind of says, "Are you sure you should be going out?" It's lots of things happening.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to pick the things.
I says, okay. And she kind of says, "You youngsters these days."
Well, somebody has to do it, so why not us?
Yeah, that is true. And she wanders over and starts kind of taking the horses out, leading them out and setting everything up. And she says, "You don't know how long?"
We'll have them back by tomorrow. Maybe tonight. We don't want to stay up too late.
You probably shouldn't stay out too long. It's a full moon tonight.
Well, at least we'll have lots of light.
This is a good thing.
you're easily able to do the transaction. Not too expensive. Nothing here is really. And she kind of says, "Make sure they come back all right and safe. It is my business after all."
Don't worry, we'll take good care of them.
She nods, and you can head them out. At which point, probably you all kind of convene at this one location outside of the carriage house.
Sister, we have bread and a dwarf.
What did you do now? Did you lose another bet? Is that why you have dwarf? Or did something else? You did not get married again, huh? Because that's only happened 3 times and it's just bad every time. And then she just kind of ventures off into Inferno and no one knows what she's saying except her sister.
I did not get married again. I did not lose a bet. I did nothing but be nice to a town guard and I get a dwarf. See? When you're nice to people, you get things.
Well, we'll have to make it work, but we have transportation.
I mean,
did you get the bread?
Do they often speak in another language? I can pick up a word or two, but I don't speak Infernal.
I have trouble sometimes with your language. It's just easier that way. There are words that they just don't really translate.
He'll reply in Undercommon.
Do you prefer Undercommon?
Oh, she likes being underneath things. Oh.
Do we even know Undercommon? I don't think we do. Yeah, no.
I brought bread for everyone, freshly baked this morning.
It smells delicious.
I'm very keen to eat your bread, but I'd rather break it with my lost lover. Is there any chance that we could make our way to the lake? That's where I'm going, to the lake, by the way.
Oh, I'm Natasha, by the way. I see you have already met my lesser half.
Lesser, I'm the one who does most of the work with the two of us. I'm the one who does the dancing. I'm the one who calls people over.
And all the
My name's Turner.
I'm Carly.
Hi, Carly. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. So, if you're going to the lake, can we all fit on this?
It will be a little more uncomfortable, but it works.
I guess somebody can sit in somebody's lap if need to.
Come to worse. Those of us who are able-bodied can take turns walking next to it.
I guess we can go slow.
I will ride the horsey.
All right, pile on.
You will ride just about anything.
I mean, I'd rather go quite fast. I mean, I'm on kind of a time limit to find my friend.
Oh, that's not uncommon.
We will try to go. You're looking for a friend, you said?
Yeah, he's got a curse and I've got a cure.
What kind of curse?
Probably the bad kind if he has to be cured.
Mm-hmm. Hang on a minute.
Is it the kind of curse that makes you kill people and take giant bites out of them?
I really hope not. Hang on. Rictavio told me what it was called. It was called... listen and for me.
What?
Listen and chimp for me?
Can you write it down?
New one. I've never heard of that one before.
I can't write at all, but I remember what the cure was.
And he'll pull out his list of ingredients that he had to get. And any of you that look at this list, it's not written in words; it's written in little pictures. And it's like a picture of a snake and then a picture of a cross, and it's like
a sliver of an unholy cross.
Can I run an Arcana check to see if maybe Natasha recognizes any of this from her studies?
Sure, yeah. Arcana is perfectly good.
Me.
Okay. This is definitely okay. Natasha, you're not sure exactly. This is obviously an ingredient list for potion or something. Cure. Nikolai, you have lived in the lands of Barovia. You know what wanders these realms. This looks like a cure for lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy. That's the word you're trying to say. Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy. Yeah.
You're adding too many syllables. It's just like
Wait.
canthropy.
Like people who turn into wolves?
Oh, yes.
No,
That is
It
not.
is when you tell a falsehood about throwing your urine,
I mean,
right?
he did say that he was getting a bit,
Harry?
Bitey?
uncontrollable. But I mean, you get it from wolves, right? You don't become a wolf. It's just a curse that makes you a bit like angry.
Well,
Bloodthirsty?
I've never seen the result of it, but I know the legends and what is written about it. And he's searching his brain. Uh, I believe that you do become something like a wolf. These wolves you fought on the road, were were they were they shaped like wolves? Did they walk on two legs? What were they like?
I mean, they were a bit large, but I didn't know the area.
You remember, Turnic, that the one that did bite Istris kind of had a weird humanoid-ish look to it.
Now that you mention it, one of them did look a bit, well, it was sort of standing. I suppose you could say it was on two legs.
And you can see it in the eyes. The eyes never lie. The eyes of a man and the eyes of a wolf are very different.
Oh, I didn't look in its eyes. I just hit it as hard as I could.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's the right answer. But I think that if this Ractavio, whomever is to be believed, and I'm sorry to say this, but your friend might be transforming at night into one of these beasts.
Oh, no. It'll be fine, because he's gone to the lake. And Natalia, you said you wanted to hear a romantic story? Well, the lake is where me, well, not this lake, but a lake is where me and Isteros got engaged, had our first kiss, and it's even where we got married. So he must have gone to the lake because he remembers me.
So maybe the wolf that beat him is murderer. My comment is getting even worse. I shouldn't have had that deal.
Well, it is going to be a full moon tonight, if I recall. Whatever is happening, we should be off.
Oh, we have to hurry. If it's a full moon, I have to get him this cure. Well, now.
Are we still near the stables?
Yeah, you're basically just outside it because you've just kind of congregated and are about to head out, basically.
Do you think I could steal a horse?
What?
I mean, I don't.
No. Stealing is bad.
Oh,
You go borrow a horse, you pay for a horse or something like that.
I mean, I'll give it back afterwards.
You're little, you big dwarf. We can feed you. Just no stealing from these people. These people suffer too much already. That is mean. And horse person was
Sure.
nice.
We stole from the people in the last town. It was your idea.
No. You stole from the people in the last time. It was your idea because you can't keep your legs closed.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But I mean, I wouldn't steal it permanently. I'd just be more like borrowing it, so that I can get to the lake real quick and give Isteros his medicine, and then everything will be okay.
Well, that's called a rental, and you still have to pay for it.
You still pay for it up front.
Lieutenant
Were
looks.
we?
Go on.
I could pay for it. I would be happy to do that.
I have 14 gold pieces. Do you think that'll be enough to rent a horse?
Sure.
Okay.
Go
Probably,
then.
yeah.
Go then, Torsi.
Okay.
And Turnic will rush in.
You rush in and catch the old lady by surprise, who is just not prepared to suddenly have a dwarf barge into her business.
Good morning, ma'am. I'd like to rent a horse, a fast one, your fastest.
Good afternoon to you as well. She definitely kind of narrows her eyes at you. Horse, you say?
Yeah, your fastest horse.
And he'll start looking at the horses behind her. He's got a reasonably good eye. He's been shooting horses for quite a while.
Oh, okay. Make me a perception check.
Reasonably good eye.
Yeah, yeah. None of them are very fast, but there's a faster one.
No, not that one. I don't like the look of its fetlocks, but that one's got quite a nice bow and rigidity to its chest. I think that one will do for my purposes.
And when will you be returning this horse?
All by tonight.
All right.
Do I need to leave a deposit?
Yes. Transaction is fine. You have definitely more than enough to cover it. She definitely is giving you stares, skeptical stares.
Do you have a box or something?
No.
He's shortening the stirrups.
No, I don't.
And he'll look around the room for something to stand on to mount the horse.
I forgot about that. I forgot that would be a problem. Okay, there's to hold the horse in is basically like fencing that you could step onto.
Okay, so he'll lead the horse over to the fencing then, and he'll sort of try and use the fencing to just sort of hop on.
I'm just gonna do one. You'll just give me a dex check. I'm just curious to see how this goes.
Oh, you would pick dex, really?
Yes, I would.
Oh.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Maybe you could give me a leg up?
He says, half falling out of the saddle.
The horse is definitely
Doing the roundy
spinning.
thing.
Yeah, just what the fuck.
Could you help me? Maybe give me a little leg up or something?
I am old, and I'm sure you can figure it out.
Oh,
She starts heading
okay.
further into her, away from you.
Turnip will head back outside, leading the horse to his friends.
You need a boost, don't you?
I would really appreciate a boost. The old woman wouldn't help me.
I will try, but I am not very strong.
Don't you have any dwarves or halflings here? Every
What?
stable's back on the Sword Coast has a box or something for shorter people to mount.
I don't know, it's not my stable. But I can try to give you lift.
Thank you.
So, strength check.
Athletic strength, yeah.
And
I just wanna
negative
see.
1.
It is a struggle. You are trying to lift a dwarf in
You
chainmail.
are too fat, dwarf. Too fat. I can do this. And I drop him.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if I dropped my pack and my chainmail, I'd be much lighter.
Sister, I'm sorry, Mr. Turnip. My sister doesn't think before she does something, so here, I will do this. And then I'll get down on all fours and say, here, climb on my back and then get onto your horsey.
Oh, are you
He
sure?
says that to all the men.
Trust me, I can handle this.
I don't even want to ask about that. Thank you, and
I will hop on Natalia's back, at least dropping... Oh, no, wait, my pack's got all the bread in it. I'm probably going to get rid of my chainmail, actually. I'll quickly, take my chainmail out from under my thing. There's, I can unhook the sleeves, take the sleeves off, and, just undo the shoulders, and it sort of drops away from under my tunic. And he'll take off his chainmail.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
Fuck. I've just unequipped it in Roll20 and seen how much my armor class drops. Okay.
Yeah, you managed to get on, no problem. You are much lighter, and you have a boost.
And as I stand up, I look over at my sister. See, being nice to people gets things done.
If you guys wanna, I mean, that chainmail's actually very good. I made it myself.
You don't want to put it back on later?
Well, probably, but I want this horse to be fast. I'll see you later.
And he's just gonna kick
Okay,
the
I
kick,
hold it for you in wagon.
and he's gonna kick that horse into a full gallop through the city. Like, he's not the best rider, but today he's gonna put in that extra 10%.
He's going
Okay.
to get
Whoosh.
you.
Off he goes.
Yeah,
I
while
wonder how much
Carly's
we can
like
make on the
trying to
chainmail.
get everybody onto the wagon because we're burning daylight.
Oh, yeah. So, just in case he is the murderer, we probably shouldn't let him get too far away.
Yep, come on, Mr. Yates, up you go.
Wow.
Who is driving?
I will
Okay.
drive.
No, I will dive. You a terrible diver.
I am not. You are off the. You flew off the wagon last time we were on a wagon.
Daddy says all the horses love me.
Daddy says all sorts of things, and I'm not saying you're the horses and you.
Yes, and all good things about me and bad things about you because you are a whore.
While they're arguing, I already got the cart going.
Yeah. So you keep perhaps not complete pace, but you're at least somewhat aware of where Turnic would be, as you hear, clatter of cobblestone. And you guys exit out the other gate that leads towards the lake northwards. The guards kind of let you guys go. They see you, Carly, and they're kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Fine.
waving to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that far. The lake is not that far away. Valaki relies on the fishing that happens here. That's part of their, keeping themselves sustained. You will notice, though, there is a Ristani camp, which is a little unusual. They're so close to the town of Valaki, because the people of Barovia aren't very fond of Vistani, the wandering people who are able to leave these lands. So that's definitely a little odd that there's set up not exactly on your side of the lake, but like a little off to the side.
While we're going, can I keep an eye out on the trail to see if there's any evidence of like any large beasts or like, maybe blood on the road, on the bushes?
Okay,
might
yeah.
have gone through there.
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Okay. You're kind of keeping an eye out. Seems like there's a bit of movement that goes in between on this kind of dirt road. So it's always damp here, so whatever it gets sunk into kind of gets washed out after some time. You're not really getting any obvious signs of like, here was a monster. But
All right, so not seeing anything, I'll just like pick up the pace a little more to try and catch up with Turnic.
yeah, Turnic, it's just you're kind of barely keeping an eye on him, basically. Turnic, you have definitely noticed there seems to be a gypsy camp, I guess would be what Turnic would be able to reference to. Not knowing the Vistani.
I guess he'd pull up and be like,
Hello, travelers. I'm looking for a friend. Is this the right way to a lake?
They a woman kind of says, yes. Where are you headed from? I have not seen anyone like you around here.
Why, I'm really sorry, but I don't have much time. I've gotta get my friend before the full moon, or he's gonna become a Lysisyphant. So I've really gotta get moving. It's this way, right?
Yes. And yes,
Thank you.
off you go. The woman looks perplexed. Yes. And if you get closer going down this road, you'll definitely come across the Stani camp as well, the rest of you. And upon
Okay.
kind of seeing like kind of this woman has traced path to Valaki, and she definitely kind of sees it's definitely the people have retreated into their caravans. Know that the relationships are not great between the two groups.
Okay. I'll just eyeball their camp as we go by, but not necessarily engage.
Okay.
Are there any
Natasha
local
gives a friendly wave, though.
Okay.
Are
Sorry,
there
yeah.
are there any local rumors about Vistani and lycanthropy? Is that a common gossip in the area that they are shape changers or anything like that?
You wouldn't say that they're shape changers themselves, but they are, rumors. They are agents of Strahd. Werewolves tend to be agents of Strahd. They, if at least they're not allied, they have the same boss essentially, usually.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't like to speak ill of others, but if there's anyone not to be trusted, be careful around those. He'll point out the window.
Why? Who are they?
Well, the Vistani, they are, well, they live on the land and they don't follow the rules, and they steal, and they put curses on people. One put a curse on my friend when we were younger. The evil eye, I think they called it at the time. Just be careful around them and don't trust what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better to avoid them altogether. Hurry up, horsies!
Yeah, you guys get to the lake. Turnix, they're much quicker, obviously.
Can we see him?
Oh yeah, you can see him.
All right, so I'll go right up to him.
He's wondering about
Isteros! Isteros, where are you? Where's the sun gonna set?
Hey, Tourniquet, did you find your friend yet?
Not yet, but I reckon he'll be somewhere with a good view of the sunset.
So at this edge of the lake, the woods are kind of close by here as well. Pretty easy to duck into there. There's a dock here, a few boats, assumably to cross the lake. As it's much quicker to cross the lake sometimes than it is to go around it.
Are the woods near us or on the other side of the lake?
Near you guys. In
Okay.
relation to everything, yeah.
Yeah, if this is like, a werewolf or some sort of animal we're dealing with, they'll probably use the woods for cover. So kind of like search the area like between the woods and the lake.
Okay, yeah, you guys can make me a perception or investigation check as you're kind of trying to spot anything.
Isteros.
Yeah, to remind as well, Star/Alcor/Starliday, there it is, I knew it. You have an advantage. Natalia, you have a nat 20, and Natasha, you have a nat 1, and Nikolai, you have an advantage.
So just if you want to use those, just tell me, as they are just resources to use as you will.
All right. I think I'll save mine for a little later.
Okay. Okay, so with that, all right. So Natasha, kind of looking around, it's more of the smell than sight that you pick up on. I mean, it's that kind of damp, musty smell that's kind of just everywhere here, amplified by being right beside a lake. It's also a smell of, reminds you of the morgue. Blood. Maybe?
I smell dead smell.
Dead smell. I'll come over and sniff with her.
Now that's kind of like pointed it out. There's like that kind of irony tang from somewhere. It's not immediate to you.
Blood? Where's it coming from?
Can we follow our noses?
Yeah, you kind of follow, and right near the edges of the woods. Remember how I says that? It seemed like one of the arms was kind of almost torn off. Well, there's the chunk of it.
Hey, I found the body part. It's
Well,
gross.
this looks familiar.
Yes. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Into the woods?
I'm game if you are.
Oh no.
Come on, dog man. Come on.
That pack of wolves must still be out here attacking Isteros.
Well, if you want to save him, you should come
They
along.
kill us or your friends, so.
Can the horse navigate the woods easily?
It seems very skittish. Like it doesn't want to enter.
We will go into the woods on foot. It'll be okay. Just you watch.
I agree. This horse doesn't like it.
Yeah, it keeps like doing the big circle. Like if you try to get any closer, it's just like nope.
So Istros will hop off and he'll produce from somewhere amongst his blacksmithing gear something to give to the horse, be it a sugar cube or some sort of like leftover bit of vegetable. He'll have something.
Yeah.
Nikolai's still in the carriage. He hasn't gotten out yet.
Are you gonna be okay to walk, Mr. Yates?
Do you need help getting down? I can help you.
No. After you help someone they found, I will help him.
That's because it was big, heavy dwarf.
Where am I? Where are we?
Maybe you should stay on the carriage.
We are going to find the people that are hurting people in your village.
So are we bringing the carriage into the woods, or?
Yes. Yes. I remember. But Marcus was hurt.
Mm-hmm. And we have to go get the ones who hurt him, so they don't hurt anyone else.
Is Mr. Nikolai gonna be okay? He seems weird.
Yeah.
It happens.
He's just really old. It's okay.
I think I can get down, and he'll slowly climb down, and it takes him a little too long, and he'll be out, and he'll say, "Well, I will go with you."
All right,
You are a
come
nice
on, Mr.
man,
Yates.
Nikolai.
I suddenly have bad feeling about this.
Are you feeling okay, Nikolai? You
It
seem
is
a bit
between your
giddy.
legs. I know what the bad feeling is.
Nikolai will turn to Turnik, and it's like he's seeing him for the first time, looking down to him, and he says, "Oh, have you seen Mayana? I've been looking for Mayana."
You're missing someone too?
Natasha
Yeah.
runs interference, and she
She's
goes,
trying to build a snowman.
Miss Anna is waiting for you in the town. We have to go take care of bad creatures so she doesn't get hurt either.
Oh, yes. I'll do anything to protect Mayana.
Can Turnuk roll an insight check on that? It seems awfully convenient.
Sure. Yeah. Who are you insight checking?
Sasha, he knows nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll follow off, but before he does, he'll look at Turnik and he'll say, "Well, you're a dwarf, but maybe your eyes, you could have been Anna's brother. I get so confused."
Oh, I don't think I'm any relation to Anna.
No, she's not a dwarf, but you have the same eyes.
Oh well. I guess I'm pleased. We met earlier, Nikolai. I'm Turnuk. Turnuk Karak.
Oh, good. Yeah, yes, of course I remember. And you get the
Oh,
sense that he probably doesn't remember, but
Mr.
he heads
Nikolai.
off.
Well,
Oh
we
yeah.
will. Why don't you tell us more about Miss Anna? How did you meet her?
Well, in a town like Valakai, and he's going off into the forest
yeah.
with everyone else.
That's good. We should walk and talk. This is good.
Yeah.
Walking and talking is good.
Walking, talking, and investigating.
So does your Anna have any sons or?
Oh, I know, but we hope one day we want a big family.
Oh, it's your partner.
Yeah, my wife Anna, most beautiful girl in Valakai.
I think I know what you mean.
I'm listening to them because I want to hear the story, but I'm also looking around going, the wolves must be here somewhere. Where are the puppies?
Yeah.
There's no like little dog.
And
If
that,
I've been in Valaki long enough, I probably already heard the story.
yeah, you definitely heard the
1,000
story,
times.
and you definitely know that, you know.
Mhm.
And even as you walk past this body part, this scrap of what used to be a human, there's still that kind of tang of blood in the air. And that's what cuts through pretty much anything on your mind. It just smells like death.
Does the smell of blood and death, like, is it more than what you would expect from this one body part?
Yes.
All right. I tell everyone to keep an eye out. There might be more bodies.
Yeah, it smells like it smells like the time I nearly cut my thumb off when I was an apprentice.
Yeah, and Nikolai, like this smell of blood is definitely cutting through your cloudy thoughts as well.
Yeah, he snaps back too, and he says, "Oh yes, they must be close if the blood is this fresh, but they must be fairly close."
Does it get the smell? Does it get stronger the deeper we go into the woods?
Yes.
Okay, let's follow the scent then.
Okay. All of you can make me an investigation check to make sure that you keep on track.
Okay.
Now, does it have to be investigation? Because I don't much like investigating, but I've got a really good eye.
You trying to convince me here?
I'm just trying to say that I don't think my character try and work out very much, but he might be able to point things out to others.
Sure. I'll be nice. Okay. Fucking nat 20. God damn it. Okay.
We all
Yes.
did pretty good.
Those are all
Yeah.
good rolls.
Roll 20 is smiling favorably upon all of you. Right now, at least.
For once.
Not quite Johnny good, but it's good enough.
Natasha, you're able to, even when the others kind of like maybe take just slightly wrong, you're like, no, it's this way. Able to kind of keep track of where that smell of blood is. All of you, again, it's a fairly strong scent. All of you can kind of keep an eye on that. Turnic, as you're kind of like looking around, a couple of, on your pathway, there's a couple of like broken branches. Scratch along one of the trunks of one of the dying dead trees around here.
Looks like there's beasts about.
Can I look
There's
closer at this? How many?
just one set. from
Is
what you can tell.
everybody ready to fight if we need to fight? Mr. Turnip, do you need your mail?
Did you bring it?
It's on the wagon, but I mean we haven't have we gone that deep?
You're pretty deep in at this point where you're kind of walking and talking and
Yeah. And she has like -1 strength. She's not carrying that shit. So
Oh, I'd rather find my Esteros. This'll be just fine. Actually, as it happens, I usually wear armor and I usually have a two-handed sword, but today I've just got my blacksmith's hammer and my shield and a dagger.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Do you want to use my sickle? I don't use it much. I mostly cast spells.
Oh no, I wouldn't know what to do with that thing. I'd just cut myself. I'm pretty good with a hammer. You should see my swing.
Okay.
Would you like me to? I would like to see your swing.
Natalia and Natasha are both thinking he's talking about something dirty.
Oh, I mean, maybe if we go back to a forge sometime, once we found Isteros, I can show you all about how to work metal.
That's an interesting proposition.
I lean over to my sister and say, is that how dwarves, is that how dwarves do it?
Yeah, and
Do they do it?
Inferno, I'm like, I don't know. I've never had sex with a dwarf. I thought you had sex with one once. What happened?
I don't remember. I was drunk.
He was gay. What is going on?
I should probably,
Like overhearing this a little bit, Turnok will be like, "Oh,
I should let you guys know we're not looking for a dwarf. Isteros isn't a dwarf. He's a dark elf. He's got real dark skin, and he's a lot taller and smarter than me.
Oh, so how did you two meet? I say this as I lean closer because I'm getting very interested in their story.
You said you did you meet at the lake? Because you said lake is important.
No, we didn't meet at the lake. We started off in school. I guess we were just two sort of, we needed each other, and we got each other through school, and then at the lake we kind of became more than friends.
Oh, you're special.
And Turnok blushes a little bit because he's not used to recounting this story. It's always Isteros who recounts it.
I thought I was in love once, but then he screwed my sister. Needless to say, we didn't keep him around much after that.
It's not my fault I'm the pretty one, I'm the fun one, I'm the charming one, I'm the one everybody likes.
Identical twins, we look the same. And you didn't tell him you were. He said he thought she was me, but I don't think that's true. But even if she didn't tell him otherwise. But we're so different personality-wise, so I don't know how he could have, And then there is one difference, but you can't really see it. But slow down.
As you are basically in the middle of this argument, probably the usual routine, there's a crack of breaking. Something breaking.
I did not do that.
Where did it come from? Can we tell?
Yeah, just like basically if you're kind of near a fork in the pathway, it's to your right.
Thank you very much to 20 Sides to Every Story, who gives an advantage to Turnok.
Good, you'll need it.
Yeah. Exactly what I'm.
It's like, I'm perking up. You guys hear that? You guys.
Isteros!
Yes. Out of it.
You're kind of realizing as you were walking, talking, it's gotten darker. Night has started to kind of fall.
Oh shit.
Oh, we gotta find him fast. If that full moon rises, then I gotta get him the cure quick. Isteros!
There's a sudden sound of like something running through foliage as if running away.
I don't think that's your husband.
Or if it is, that doesn't sound very positive. And I'm going to draw my scimitars just to be on the safe side.
Oh, no, it'll be okay. It's probably just, he's probably been scared. The townspeople have been chasing him or something. We can go get him.
And Turnok will start making his way after the sound. Isteros?
No, come back. If it's him, he would reply, wouldn't he?
Can you even see? I don't know. I don't know about dwarves. I don't know. I've never met a dwarf really. Like I said, I think Natalia slept with them once. Or it could have just been a really, really short human or a really big gnome, but I'm not entirely sure.
Sister, they live underground. Of course they can see in the dark.
I don't know.
I
which is
can.
actually a
The dark are actually blind and hear with their ears. Thank you very much.
Uh,
That's
actually a good point.
and it comes back and they can tell if there's something away.
It's actually a good point. Nikolai, it's getting pretty dark. It's getting hard for you to see.
Yeah.
Natasha's
Nikolai's
going to go ahead and cast dancing lights. So 4 orbs of light appear amongst the party and kind of and kind of help light the way.
Really? Now? It's not dancing time.
No, I thank you. It was getting hard to see, and Nikolai is fished out of his like healer's kit, his medicine bag, a scalpel. That's his best weapon. He's got like a scalpel in his hand.
He said, Nikolai, do you want to borrow my sickle?
No.
Pulls out this wicked, big handle with a huge curved blade. It's actually kind of really more ornate than practical, but it's still pretty sharp.
That's a very impressive sickle, but I
don't
think
use
you'll.
it much. I normally just cast spells. I go poof, poof, poof.
Oh,
And sometimes it hits things.
Sometimes I hit things.
Well, I think I will be okay. I mean, like I said, I used to be an adventurer, and he's going after Turnic, and he reaches out a hand to try to put a hand on his shoulder.
Oh, here, I'll support you. I can see pretty good in the dark, actually.
No, young man.
Well, you tell us, and we will help you. Okay?
Okay, thank you. But no, Turnic, but no matter what happens, just know you can always fix it. You can always make it right. Then a little bit of warmth seeps out of his hands, and he whispers a word, and he's going to cast Mage Armor on Turnic. If that's cool. Be safe, young man. Be safe.
Ooh, that is a good idea. And so Natasha goes ahead and casts Armor Agathis on herself. If I can find the button.
Armor up.
Armor up, y'all.
Might be important. So, will you follow the sounds of someone rushing off?
Yeah, I'll head that way. I can see heat and black and white in the dark, so it's pretty cool. I'll be able to see him.
Okay. So, you guys follow down this pathway.
Oh shit! I've just thought. Has Turnic, when Turnic was in the mist, did he heal at all?
No.
Okay, good to know.
Could the ride have counted as a short rest for him? Maybe
It would have counted as short rest.
Do I get?
But no, the mists were not kind to you. They have been playing you, my friend.
So with this short rest, do I get like a hit dice or something or anything? Or
You can use your hit dice essentially.
oh, great.
It's pretty obvious to you that this path leads back down toward the shore, and you guys kind of part ways through the foliage, the trees that have now died many years ago. As you enter out into the shore, even though it's dark outside, night has fallen. There is a eerie green glow almost, as the full moon is trying its best to shine through the clouded night. And you see a man standing there.
A man or a dark-skinned elf?
A dark-skinned elf.
Isteros?
Isteros, it's me! And Turnic will sort of like almost run towards him, lowering his shield that he was holding, like
The elf turns, and all of you, like, his clothes have been torn, as if they're barely kind of holding itself together. What imagine might have been mage robes at some point. There is, but and kind of match the description that Turnic had, but there is blood that's just kind of, the smell of death is coming from him, kind of caked onto different parts of him. And as he turns and you rush towards him, he suddenly kind of looks panicked and puts up a hand and says, Turnic, please stop.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No.
I've got a cure. See?
And he seems very skittish.
It's okay.
No,
I've done bad things too. It's okay because we're gonna be okay.
Drink the cure. He tried to help you.
You have to go.
You're a cute couple.
Well, won't you at least drink it?
And as you take another step towards him, he takes another step back. And you can see him that he's kind of like clutching onto himself as if he's trying to hold himself.
Istros, come on now. We're right here at the finish line. I just need you to drink this potion, and then everything will be okay. I need you to drink this, Istros.
See that he's starting to hyperventilate.
Charm person to get him to drink it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What I gotta? Okay, so he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. And does not get advantage because we're not fighting yet. Yay!
Okay.
So. Yeah. He's drinking the potion.
It's gonna make you all better, okay? You just gotta drink it all up.
Drink the potion.
He almost has like the skittish look of like a scared animal. Like you've never seen him look so uncomposed. Turnic.
So, as he sort of bends down to take the potion from Turnic will place her hand reassuringly on his back and just sort of like give him an affectionate little like sort of rub and be like, it's okay, buddy. We've been through a lot, but everything's gonna be okay because that's the way it's gonna be.
And Natasha reiterates, it is going to be okay. Drink the potion. It is going to be okay. You are very loved. Drink the potion.
He takes the potion in the shaking hand.
Turnic will support.
Don't want you dropping it.
And he starts drinking it down. The clouded night starts to part, and the full moon is in rise.
Turnic walks forwards and starts giving Istros a big hug.
Okay.
It's okay. You've drunk the potion now. Everything's gonna be okay.
He drinks it down, and as the moon starts to fully shine, he pushes you back. As you watch, as this man unnaturally starts to, like his limbs contort and push, as if something is breaking through from underneath. As he transforms from a dark elf, first, limbs get larger, fur starts to grow, and he, collapses to the ground.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe it just needs a minute to get working. Maybe he'll come back.
Back up.
I don't think it's working.
Still going to hold when he transforms.
Hey, sister. His fur's a lot lighter than I thought it would be given his skin color.
Now, Natalia. Will Charm Person still be working on him after he transforms? Shit. Natasha's gonna try to pull Turnic back.
Turnic will fight.
That is not person you love. That is beast.
No,
Potion doesn't work.
he's
Need to back up.
he's
You
gonna
need to
be
back
fine. We gave him the potion, so he's fine.
No. Look at him. He is not fine. That is not fine. I have seen fine. That is not fine.
Natasha, I need this.
Then you need to die. Do you really want to die? Would he want you to die? That's why he was pushing you away. He does not want you to die. Would he want to live like this?
It's gonna be okay. I'm
This
gonna.
is not okay.
I can fix it. No matter how bad it gets, I can fix it. Cause he trusts me.
Oh, you are so sweet.
Antonic's going to turn away from Natasha and start walking towards Isteros with his hand out. No weapon in his hand.
So it's okay, Isteros. It's me, it's Turnuk. You know me.
You watch as this undeniably a werewolf had been kind of scrabbling at the ground as his transformation finished. And he kind of looks up for a second as if he wants to say something. But there's just a growl that comes out. And his eyes go from maybe recognizing you to not seeing you at all.
Isteros? Come on,
Hi,
buddy.
everyone. Let's roll initiative.
Tear just streaking down her cheek as she watches this.
Solid initiative.
Okay. So, nat 20 initiative, not bad. Okay. So first up, Natalia, you don't have to do anything. You can hold an action. But I'm telling you right now, there is a goddamn werewolf looking ready to attack something.
And knowing that I'm seeing how hurt Turnuk was when we saw him in town the first time, I'm holding my action to the point where I will cast Cure Wounds upon him as soon as I get the chance. I'm going to move my 30. I'm going to move as close to him as I possibly can, with hopefully not being in range. Scimitar still out, sort of hands up like this, so that way I can attack. I can defend myself if necessary, but I'm not going to attack. I'm ready. I've got the spell on my breath. I'm going to wait till cast Cure Wounds onto him as soon as it seems he needs it the most.
Okay. Natasha, I believe you're up next. No. You were muted.
Sorry, y'all.
All right.
Natasha's gonna cast Thaumaturgy
Okay.
and try to make it sound like there's something coming all the way from the other side of the beast to distract it from Turnuk.
Okay.
Yeah,
What sound are you making?
something that sounds like a wounded animal.
Okay. So there's this kind of cry of,
I don't know.
yes, something gravely wounded coming from the other parts of the woods behind the werewolf that used to be Istris. All right. Carly?
I see everybody start doing stuff, and I kind of look around like, are we killing him?
No!
I don't know yet, but if he tries to kill us, I am going to fight back. Right now, stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on on him. So
Okay.
he's gonna
Oh God, I just
light up
popped
like
that
a
out.
lantern.
Yep. Let's see. Werewolves aren't very dexterous. That's an 18 though.
Ooh, yeah. That saves.
Okay. Yeah, so you try to cast these lights on to this creature, but as if, wheels it off. Again, the clothing, well, what remains of it now, it kind of looks like mage robes. Cool. Next up, the werewolf that used to be Istris.
You mean Isteros?
Maybe. Okay.
But is he a tiefling or dark elf?
He definitely, as you get closer to him, Turner, because you're kind of not, with your hand out. Do one more. See if he seems like he's trying to contain himself, but it's the full moon, and he lashes out with his claws. He's that kind of humanoid hybrid form, to which nope. Guessing neither of those hit, Turnick?
No. His armor class, Roll20's messed it up, because, I've tried to do mage armor and stuff, and then my armor class isn't working out normally. But basically, with mage armor and a shield alone, his armor class is currently 15, but he's not using the shield. He's essentially unequipped it as it hangs at his side, so it's a 13, so he's...
Okay, yeah, so even with this, there seems to be an internal struggle as he tries to lash out at you, but it's half-hearted almost. And there's a whimper growl.
Does he stay close quarters, or does he back off again?
He stays up close. Okay. I believe it's Nikolai's turn. Nikolai, throughout this walk, your mind has been kind of clearing. It's definitely the clearest it's been in a little while.
In a few days.
Yeah. Memories returning. Anna's not missing. She's gone. Not like there's anything you can't fix about it, though.
Well, I'm not surprised by this turn of events. He kind of mumbles under his breath. He's watching. And he's wandering a little away from the group, not too far, kind of circling, not getting closer to the werewolf, not getting closer to Turnick. He's got his scalpel out, and he's watching. He says, the eyes... Yeah. And he's going to... I'm going to prepare an action. And I guess... I will prepare a spell, an attack spell, just in case this thing comes towards me or the others. Not Turnick, but the others.
Okay. Very well. Turnick, what are you doing?
Turnick begins to approach Isteros again.
It's okay, Isteros. We're gonna get through this.
And he undoes his belt so that his hammer and belt fall to the floor, and drops down his shield. He lets his shield slide off his arm. He reaches back into his pack and pulls out the silver dagger.
Now, an alchemist gave me this in case you became a werewolf. But everything's gonna be okay. Because I trust you.
And he's gonna throw the silver dagger away into the bushes, into the lake, whatever's nearby, into the woods. He's gonna throw it away.
I trust you, Isteros. Remember, just like you trust me, we can fix anything.
Okay. We return to the top. Natalia, do you want to do anything? Turnuk had just completely disarmed himself.
You are muted.
You're muted.
I know. I was talking to myself, but anyway, I look over at Turner and go, are you sure you want to do it this way? I know you love him and it's very romantic, but I am having very, very bad feeling about this. I look over at the werewolf who used to be known as Istoros and say, you swiped at him, you are being a very bad dog. And I cast Vicious Mockery. So he needs to make a wisdom save, please, against 16.
So you can roll that damage. Okay.
24 psychic, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay. Good to know.
No, don't frighten him. It'll be okay. I trust you, Isteros. We can get through this.
If you're sure, we will try not to kill him, but we have to make sure that he doesn't hurt anybody.
It's okay. It's just taking a little while for the potion to work. That's all.
And as your words kind of seep in and clearly do the psychic damage, there's again that kind of wounded whimper sound. Okay. Natasha, do you want to do anything?
Can I see where he threw the dagger?
Yeah. It glints in the moonlight.
About how far away from me is it?
You could definitely get there in one turn.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand because I'm lazy. And
Sure.
Get it to bring the dagger. I'm just assuming the dagger doesn't weigh more than 10 pounds. Yes? Hopefully?
Yeah, it can go and grab it.
I'm going to go ahead and get Mage Hand to grab it and bring it back to me.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're going to need it.
You have the silver dagger. It is heavy in your hands.
She's not used to carrying things that big.
No, because I'm not the whore like some people. But she has it one hand. You see her quickly brush the tear in her eye and go away with the other, and focus on Isteros, and Turnuk, watching their every move in case she needs to step in. Which
Okay.
Luck, because she's a warlock and not exactly great with daggers.
Carly, what do you want to do?
I call out to Turnuk saying like, be careful. And I will cast Healing Spirit. And it's I believe it's a concentration spell.
I believe so.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually keep the spirit on Turnuk. So every time it gets around to his turn, he'll get 1d6 back HP.
What does it look like?
Funny enough, or ironically enough, all of Carly's spells are wolf-based. So it is actually like, this clear spirit of a wolf that's just kind of following him around.
Okay. Perfectly ironic. Okay. Werewolf turn, isn't it?
Isteros's turn.
Mm-hmm. So that first one's with disadvantage, which is both an 18. Second one is a 6. So as you say these words, Turnuk, head snaps up and swipes out again with a clawed, large hand. This does not look like He stirs his hand. That is nope, not that.
I mean, I'll take that. That looks pretty good. That's not so
9
nice.
points of damage as it just rakes you.
Well, this would, I guess Turnuk looks mortally wounded as his health is now below 10%. And
You stumble back in time as the second swipe comes at you.
if you would allow it as a reaction, as it rakes into his side, I guess, where there is no chainmail that would normally deflect such a blow, I'd just like Turnuk to grab hold of the arm and just hold it. Sort of like a grapple check, I guess, but not really grappling, just...
Holding on to it. Okay. Nikolai?
Nikolai is still wandering a little further away, still circling, but further away from the rest of the group. Scalpel up, watching. He sees the werewolf maul, or Istros maul Turnuk. And there's some sort of like conflict in his face. And with the dancing lights, lights reflecting out of his eyes, and that glint shows that conflict for a moment. But then his face kind of goes slack a little bit. The eyes. And he again prepares to cast an attack spell. If the beast charges him or one of the others, not Turnuk.
Turnuk's eyes under the moonlight just remind you so much of Anna's. Be perfect for your project, wouldn't it?
The eyes. That's his turn.
Turnuk, what do you want to do?
He gets however much I forgot I can cast it at a higher level, so 2d6 back.
That's reasonable. He's suddenly looking as wounded as he was before. If any of you are taking a moment to look at Turnuk, blood still, like where you prestidigitated him earlier, strangely his left side is covered in blood again, as he actually has an open wound in his arm that is dripping down his side. He looks battered and bruised, heavy bags under his eyes. He's actually not in good shape. This is a man who's not been looking after himself. This is a man who's been rather reckless. And as this wound, these claws dig into his side, especially Nikolai looking at his eyes, will see they're reflecting the moon an awful lot. And that is mostly because they are full of water, as tears begin to streak down his face. And he holds that arm, reaches his hand forward.
You just...
It's me, Isteros.
I guess he reaches towards either his face or his chest, probably face.
Yeah, you place your hand on your face like you have done so many times in your past, but it's not the familiar feel. It is canine, it is foreign.
I know you're in there. You can come back. You can come back.
And he'll cough a little bit as blood from his side wells up, probably.
Okay. Do the sisters want to do anything?
Yeah, Natasha's just fucking crying now. She just has tears pouring down her cheeks, and she's just like,
This is not going to be good. We are going, Tornak, you're going to have to accept what is going to happen. And that's. I look at my sister. The flaming scimitar dance routine. This is what we have to do. You know what we have to do, like we do so many times. And I'm going to move up to the werewolf formerly known as Isteros. I'm going to attack with both my scimitars.
and I'm going to move to the other side and cast. No, I'll hurt Tunic if I do that. I'll cast Firebolt.
Can
Okay, you guys.
Turnip, grappled as he is, try and absorb some of this damage?
Well, I was going to do Fireball, but then you'd be fucked.
Tarnak, if you would like to try to get in the way, you can make me a dex check, but you're going to have to choose which one you are going to try to get in the way of.
In the sort of dim light from the dancing lights, I think he'd be able to see the firebolt as the heat rises much easier than the cold blade. So he would dive in front of the firebolt. Dex save?
I think Firebolt's single target only anyway.
Firebolt's just a targeted attack spell.
Can I dive in the way of that?
Yeah, so you dive in that way as the scimitars, the first one just totally misses. There's that hesitation of attacking, but then you strike again and you hit true. Yeah, you are, and as you cast the spell, Natasha, Turnic slips and absorbs that damage.
I'll take some more damage from the claws if you want, because I've made no effort to remove them, and I think it's improbable that I managed to do this without cutting myself further.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and seeing how fast the world attacks, I'm going to use my bardic inspiration for a blade flourish and do defensive flourish.
Okay. So you do that. Even as you do this, there's like, it's almost as if the hide of this creature is rebuffing some of this damage as it howls out in pain as its claws dig into Turnic as he dives to cover him from the firebolt from your sister. How are you doing, Turnic?
Is there any sort of like check for half damage or anything like that on these firebolt spells there? Because if not, then Turnic is down. He will slump into Isteros' strong arms.
So, Natasha, your firebolt it's too late by the time that you realize it's not going to hit your target. It's going to hit someone else as you fire it off. And Turnic just collapses with this burn mark in the center of his back. Carly, what do you want to do?
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to move the, what did I do to this? There we go. As a bonus action, I'm going to move the healing spirit back onto Turnic where he fell. So, again, on your turn, it's a 2d6 healing. And for my action, I'm going to cast Moonbeam on Mr. Wolf. Oh, that's the damage. It's, I believe it's a dex save, and shapeshifters have disadvantage. No, it's a con save, constitution save.
That's a 10, which I think fails.
Yeah, so that's full damage.
Yeah. It's almost like you're drawing energy from the full moon that has broken through the clouds as you focus this energy and just shine it upon this creature.
Yeah, also
Illuminating-
ironic.
Yep. Illuminating it with bright white light as this heart-wrenching howl for creature in pain.
Okay, and the moonbeam actually does stay until dissipated, I believe.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it hits everyone in the area, doesn't it?
I think it's like 5 feet.
Which that would be Turnic in the way.
Would it?
Yeah, because he's right. He just collapsed.
Okay.
Into like Isteros's arms.
Yikes.
So that's one automatic failed save. Death saving throw, isn't it?
What is
Go.
your ruling on saving throws, Kienna? When you have death saving throws and failures in the past, do you keep them or do you reset them?
You reset them.
Then it's 1.
Okay.
I'll probably yell at the tieflings to like get him out of there.
Okay. Natalia, there is suddenly a werewolf on you. As it slashes out again with its claws for 20 and a 21.
Who's it attacking?
Natalia.
Those both hit.
The one that actually made contact with it. So, Natalia.
Can I use my reaction?
Yes, you can.
So as soon as it leaves Turnic and charges the others, I will cast. Let's cast Frostbite.
Okay.
So I think it makes a DC Constitution
Okay.
save.
That's a nat 1.
So 7 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay. We'll apply that to... I'll do one more roll to apply that to what to try to do to Natalia with a 9. Okay, so one of them hits. Then. As a claw just streaks across your chest, Natalia, for 9 points of damage.
That's not good. I don't like that. I don't like that. Guys, we should probably do this quickly.
Okay, it's now top of Turnic's turn. So the roll for what healing the spirit healing does.
That's 5.
Okay, yeah, you're up barely. It's almost like you have to will yourself to consciousness.
How many HP do I have?
5.
How much damage does that moonbeam spell do?
A lot, but
Is double it more than 10? Is it half of it more than 5? Oh yeah, no, he's just gonna go straight back down again.
yeah.
Even if he succeeds, he just falls. But at least we reset his failures.
Yeah. Which I'm like, do you take a death saving throw now? I don't know.
I don't know. That's up to you. You're the DM.
Yeah.
Want me to?
Yeah. You're good. You have a moment of almost being back. Okay. Sisters?
I am going to try to pull Turnic away. It seems the best option right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm going to hold Fireball as an action until she has pulled Turnic and they're far enough away that I can cast it without catching them in the damage.
Okay, Natalia, make me a athletics or strength check.
This
Okay.
is gonna hurt.
Yeah, you manage to, as you manage to kind of duck around this werewolf and just start dragging it as the werewolf has kind of stumbled and is almost like it's hyperventilating, heaving again.
Alright.
Oh, his dwarf is heavier than he looks for his size. And my sister's actually right about something.
Alright.
So yeah, you drag through the mud. Turnic.
Oh, this is intense. Alright, I'm gonna light him up.
Okay.
He needs to make a. What kind of save is this again? Pop up in the chat again.
Ooh, okay.
So half damage.
Yeah. So, wave of fire. Oh, okay.
Who wants barbecue?
It looks badly wounded. It's been pummeled by magical attacks. Badly burned and singed from your fireball. You think one more good hit on it, and it'll
And
be
she's
done.
still just crying. Because it's just so sad. She's just crying.
Carly?
I didn't notice this actually, and I don't know if it applies, but
Mhm.
part of the wording for Moonbeam was this.
Huh. Okay. Oh.
So it doesn't apply?
No.
um
Okay, so as this all is happening, the reason you're realizing, Natalia, the reason why this kind of hyperventilating, heaving thing is happening is because almost like as the transformation is happening in reverse, these pained roars and cries start sounding a little more and more human as the glow of the moon seems to revert it back into a battered, bruised dark elf. What do you want to do, Carly?
all right, so same thing as before. Bonus action, I'm moving the healing spirit back onto Turnic.
Okay.
And since the wolf didn't move, right?
It
All right.
it moved a little bit, but not that far, no.
Okay, so it would still be in the moonlight, so I don't have to move
Mhm.
the moonbeam.
Mhm.
I am going to run over and cast Cure Wounds on top of the healing spirit to try to get Tourniquet's much
Okay,
back.
cast that. Oh, how
let's
much?
see.
That would be
12.
Okay. Turnic, your eyes flutter open.
Is that back to 12 or?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Ross.
There's like dry tears on his cheeks.
And
He's still there.
Istris.
He's kind of hot right now.
He's still a wolf, huh?
No, he, as you kind of sit up, sees himself. But
Natasha's going to move closer with the dagger just in case, but not like in a threatening way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And as it is his turn, he looks at all of you. Sense in his eyes. Looks at Turnic and sees the scratches, the wounds that he himself had dealt. And he turns and runs.
No!
She's gonna try to throw charm person on him again. Wait, tell me, wait. If he runs out of the beam, does he change back when he starts to run?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just
It might be an action to change again.
yeah. So she's
He's
taking
gonna
both.
do charm person and keep him from running. So
Okay.
I'm running out of spells.
Do I have anything? No. Okay. Yeah. That's a goddamn 2. He stops mid sprint, and you can tell he's sobbing.
Okay, I've got an advantage. Nikolai's got an advantage. Carlisle's got an advantage. Natalia's got a nat 20, and Natasha has a nat 1.
Yes.
We can fucking do this.
I can totally do this with a nat 1.
Wait, do I have advantage or do I have a nat 20?
You have an advantage.
Okay.
He is on the ground sobbing.
Turnuk sort of scrambles through the dirt to be next to him. But he has no words. He just sort of like
And
tries to hold him.
Istris almost doesn't seem to have the energy to throw you off.
Turnuk will sort of like cradle him, then pick him up.
It's okay, Esteros. We got you some help. We're gonna fix you.
And then he's tears.
I don't think there's a fix for this.
Nikolai, coming out of the tree line, hand outstretched, says, "You can always fix it, but you have to think, Turnuk. You have to think the right time. You can't help him tonight. Whether it's now or later, he will change back. There's a time and a place."
And Istris at this point speaks this still kind of that gravelly undertone, almost, the wolf in him. He says, "He's right. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to this right now."
Want to try to fight it, or do you want to try to end it? And she holds up the silver dagger and offers it to him.
Turnuk is not a thinker. But with Nikolai's words, he's thinking harder than he's ever thought before. And he is trying to think of a way that he can fix this. He's trying to think of the right time. He never makes decisions, but right now, in this moment, beneath the full moon, sitting pretty much in that moonbeam spell, he's trying real hard to think of a good time to fix Isteros. I don't know what you'd like me to roll.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Pretty good at wisdom.
I will allow it. You can't think. And Isteris, with his non-clawed hand, just pats your face. Says, "We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
You've gotta let me know what to do, Esteros. You're the thinker. You've always been the thinker. You're the smart one. I need you to I need you to do this, Esteros. I can't let you go right now."
And he kind of scrunches his face as he's trying to concentrate. And He just puts his hand to your face, says, "Let me go. Let me go. I'll figure out a way. I'll think on it. I just can't be around you right now. I'll hurt you. I'll hurt whoever's here."
But how do we know you won't hurt anyone else?
Just try with all my willpower right now. And you can see there's like bits, like as if his nails are starting to turn to claws and he's clenching his hand.
Already, my scimitar's sister. We may have to do this for him. You have the dagger.
I know.
Turnok sort of goes limp at this point. He's not trying to restrain Isteros.
He's still charmed until he fully transforms back.
Then he puts a hand to your face and just gently kisses your forehead and says, "I'll be fine. I trust you."
I love you, Isteros.
"I love you too." And he gets up and runs.
And Turnok slumps. And cries.
You know he's going to hurt more people.
No, you'll fight it. You'll fight it.
Someone may find him, someone who would do something worse than simply kill him. There are some sick people in this world. I should know.
Nikolai will go over to Turnok and kind of kneel down next to him and put a hand on his face and look to the others, the three of them, and say, "With all the darkness that is in this world, and all the things that are wrong, love has to matter for something. Let him go tonight, and maybe tomorrow or the next day. Love will find a way."
Yeah.
Natasha just steps back crying, hoping.
I like to believe that, but he's killed 3 people already.
That can't have been him. It must have been the rest of them. Nikolai's right, and you're right. Love will always find a way, and maybe tomorrow night we'll find Anna, and everything will be okay.
Yes, I've been looking for her.
Natalia's his sister. He was pretty wounded. Should we go after him?
I think we should. The old man can care for Turnip, and we will make sure that no one hurts Isteros. We will make sure no one bad hurts Isteros.
Insight.
Trust us, Turnip. Trust us.
Insight versus deception.
Which insight? Which one? Both of us, or?
No.
Do you know what? At risk of instigating other things, I'm going to use my advantage on that.
Okay.
But I know that Natalia also has a nat 20.
Which I'm blowing.
Ah!
Your sisters seem true.
Thank you, sisters. Thank you.
We'll be okay. We will make sure no one hurts him, and we will make sure he can't hurt anyone else. We will do our best to keep him safe. I want to see you happy.
Don't worry. I've got the collar and leash in my pack. We will bring back the dog if necessary. It'll be fun. We will make sure good things happen to good people.
I'll come with you. I can help.
Okay.
And the 3 of them venture into the woods.
Turnok, are you able to drive the carriage?
Yeah. I'm fine. I can drive the carriage. Come on, let's go.
You can stay with me tonight. I have a fresh baked bread in the morning, and an extra bed, and tomorrow, if we can go, and I will help you again. We will look and try to help your love.
Yes, and I'm used to waking early. I can help you bake bread, and we'll find Anna in the evening.
Yeah, but yes, Anna. Oh, I've been looking for her for so long.
I know you mentioned it. Come on, let's get you back to the cart.
Oh, thank you. And start heading back to the carriage.
I'm conscious of the time. I guess we need to wrap up.
And as you venture and head back towards Valaki, as the clouds once again cover the full moon, that is where we'll end our adventure and our Ravenloft month of one-shot wonders.
Yo, that was intense.
That is not an ending. That is not an ending.
No, what happened?
That's an implied ending.
We were gonna fix the puppy.
Yep.
If you fix the puppy, Turnip won't last a week.
I don't know if Turnip's gonna last with Nikolai.
Uh-huh.
There's a little sinister undercurrent that I'm catching.
So, you know, me and Kienna do a lot of backstory to go along with this thing. Well, one of the first things that Turnip did before he met Isteros was, yeah, he wasn't in a good place, and he tried to end it.
Yeah.
Without Isteros.
Turnip needs a hug. A lot of hugs.
Anyway,
Right.
it's
We
late.
should go
People need to
around,
go.
shouldn't we?
Yeah. Now, Alcor, I am aware that you need to get going because of time constraints. Start a date. So, would you like to go first? And then, if you like, you can run off. Basically, in this time, we just tell everyone what we get up to online, where you can find us, and maybe your favorite part of the one shot.
Okay. I'm Alcor Alioth on Twitter. Starla Day here on Twitch. You can find me actually in about 2.5 hours. I'm going to be doing my my main game, Loudwater Chronicles. As for my favorite part, it was definitely the whole thing with werewolves. I am like obsessed with werewolves, and I didn't know this was what I was getting into, so I just loved it. I'm sorry about your hubby, but you know, he's found a nice place on a werewolf farm with a lovely family taking care of him.
Yeah, I posted it in chat earlier. I don't know if you guys see, but like Turnuk's own like two bonds and flaws. His bond is Isteros, the world for Isteros, and his flaw is that when Isteros is in danger, he just completely forgets about himself.
Oh.
Okay, I guess we're going reverse camera order.
Yeah, can do. Like I say, thank you very much, Starla Day. If you need to get going, you can. If you want to hang around, you're welcome to. It's entirely up to you. But
I actually have to go.
So, yep, fair enough. So thank you so much for coming along, and really enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon. It'd be great to have you on again.
It was fun. I look forward to it. Bye.
I'll see you soon.
Okay, reverse camera order. Next up is Robin Shuttle. Hi.
Okay. Hi, I'm John. I am Robin Shadow. You can find me all over Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch by Robin_Shadow. Usually I'm playing vintage or Steam video games. We do have a D&D campaign starting up on Twitch fairly soon, probably within 2 or 3 weeks, depending on other factors. I'm also part of the Technical Lesbians blog with my wife. So you can see us. We will talk about gaming, about video games, about all sorts of dirty things on that. So follow us there. We have a giveaway coming up in the next couple of weeks, so keep that up. So I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere.
Wonderful. Awesome. I guess moving it on to your wife. Hello.
Makes it easy.
I am the dumb half of Technical Lesbians. I'm gonna go with that. 'Cause I don't want to be the not pretty one. And yeah, I'm gonna go with the dumb one. It works for me.
You're not stupid. You're not dumb. Don't worry. Don't tell yourself that.
Super smart and stuff. So You can find me on the Twitters as Lockstar Nixie, and I want to say I'm on Tumblr as Inky Phoenix. If you like Critical Role, fan art, and all kinds of random crap, I reblog that there. If you happen to be in Louisiana, I will be at MechaCon in New Orleans next month, celebrating my 105th birthday. Working with MechCore Entertainment. When I'm not doing that, I will probably be hanging out wherever they have the tabletop gaming. So if anyone wants to play a game, please let me know. As Joe said, we will have a giveaway going on the Technical Lesbians Twitter soon. My friend Danny Elaine donated to us a beautiful art print that is fantastic, and we'll also be giving away a set of dice with that. So keep an eye out.
Awesome.
Please feel free to post links in chat as well.
Yes.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Don, hi. Hi, friend.
Hi. I had a lot of fun. That was a really fun session. I love Ravenloft. I love the setting. I really enjoyed playing with everybody. I liked everybody's characters were really colorful, and they all had their own perspectives that were interesting and conflicting and all the things you want from like a really good story. And I just had a great time. Liked playing Nikolai a lot. I'll probably play him again, I imagine. And just thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. That was.
Thank you. There were a couple of things that I wanted to get into, but we didn't have time for. But that's okay. The creepy
Well,
stuff.
that's how one shots go too. You know, it's hard to. So, but I had a blast. I had a great time, and I'm really, I just had such Kienna, great job running this game. The entire month, I've watched the entire series, and it's just been a great arc for Turnic. It's all been great.
Thank you. I guess Scott, you'll be signing off, so I guess I'm next, huh? Hey.
Yes, well, I pick up the shattered pieces of my soul, Kienna. You
Yes.
carry on.
Hey everyone, I'm Kienna. You guys can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS, and kind of everywhere. I play in a lot of games all across the internet, but One Shot Wonders is my passion project from the heart. Getting to play with all sorts of people is the best. It's so cool to kind of build stories and just sit down and have fun. And it's very rare that you get a chance to kind of sit down and have friends who trust you enough to do terrible things to their characters. Enough that I cried at that one part. But you guys can find me over here on Scrat's channel every Wednesday doing One Shot Wonders, because I love doing it, and we're moving on to a new setting starting next week. We'll be in the Feywild, and then August we'll be in Dark Sun. So if you guys want to play, either anyone who's watching this or any of you guys who made this one shot so wonderful, definitely talk to Scrat. I would love to have time to play with all of you again. I think you guys handled it all beautifully, dark material, everything, and I am very happy in that bittersweet way of how this went.
Yeah, indeed. Do you know what? I actually remember the first time I ever saw Kienna on live. It was, I can't remember the campaign, I can't remember who it was with, but I just remember seeing this like young woman playing D&D, and you didn't really have a voice or anything, but like I just remember you launching into this speech with this other character around a campfire that was just so heartfelt and pure, and I just knew from that moment, I was like, Kienna either is or is gonna be an amazing role player. And you know what, I was 100% right. And this month especially, I have enjoyed your DMing so much. I think, I don't know if you've come on leaps and bounds or if you were just hiding it somewhere, but this month has been fucking amazing. So thank you so much. Okay, I should talk about Turnic. I don't want to. He's a poor guy. He's fucked, poor guy. Yeah. That's gonna be pretty devastating for Turnic. It's been an amazing arc though. It shows how much I've enjoyed it because I'm that attached to the character. Thank you for that as well, Kienna, and thank you for all the background roleplay that we've done as well. It's been absolutely amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. It's probably my favorite story arc I've played in a long time. So well done for that. I haven't really talked about him, and you know what? I'm probably not going to. I'm just going to start signing off. So these are my social links, guys. If you guys want to get involved, get in the Discord. We've recently completely overhauled it. It is now much more like an academy. Head in there. You guys can speak to the professors, speak to the monitors, and get help creating characters, going through D&D rules and all that good stuff. They're very helpful, very inclusive, and most of all welcoming and friendly. So enjoy that. There's my Twitter link as well if you want to get into a one shot much like this one. Pop me a follow, send me a DM, and we'll get you in the diary. We'll get you a spot, no problem. And also YouTube, this will be up on YouTube in about 24 hours. Yesterday's one shot is already up. Yesterday's campaign session is already up, but I've not tweeted about it yet, but it's already on the YouTube, and this one will be up in 24 hours as well. Here's my Patreon. If you guys want to support me on Patreon, you can. We currently, you can listen to the prequel to this episode on there. Any patron can. I think you can subscribe from $1 or something, maybe less. I don't know. So get on there, and also we're giving away merchandise as well. At the moment, we've got a competition going where you can win a Academy sketchpad, a notebook, some stickers that would definitely fit on a blazer pocket, and T-shirts like the one I'll be sporting tomorrow at the Maze Arcana European Tour, Secret Loading Weapon Bar, in London. I won't be on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow. I'll be on. I'll be there. So if you're there, I'll see you there. It'd be great. We are going to go and visit our good friend, Laura Lania, my Tia Zimmer, Tia. To those, I don't know why I've said that 7 times, but I've said it. So I'm going to start the raid countdown on that. How are you guys doing? You okay?
I'm fine.
Good.
I'm emotionally wounded.
I'm also emotionally wounded.
You made me cry, Scrat. You made me cry.
I said from fucking episode 1, that was my intention.
You managed to do it.
Well, to be fair, you got me as pretty much as close as I get to, so well done. Right, well, guys, thank you all. Like I say, enjoy the academy. It's basically my passion project to the D&D community. Always keep evoking emotions. You guys can create stories as evoking as these and more. Keep evoking emotions. See you guys soon. Bye.
Ta-ta.